And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the purplepillpod episode 10, the number one show in the world for dating. Please make sure to like, subscribe, go follow the podcast Instagram, TikTok tag below. If you're trying to come on the show and you're a single lady, please hit me up on that Instagram. Shout out tonight to Donnie, my producer. We got JR out of the house. He'll be back on Monday. Shout out to Cornerstone Events also for helping for everything in the background. Really, thank y'all guys. If you would like to start your own podcast here in DFW, please hit me up. Slide into the DMs. I'm trying to let other people use my equipment so they can start their own podcast. No, we'll go ahead and get started. To get started, we're gonna introduce our special guest, Lapeef. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out about your channel and like the at and everything?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Lapeef Jr. I am the owner of the Lapeef Network and also the Lapeef Jr. channel. So if you want to look for it, just go to YouTube and put in Lapeef, and you should see everything pop up.
Man, thank you. And thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. You're like one of my biggest inspirations lately. I've been watching so much of your content, man.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much for coming. For now, we'll start the beginning of the show with the ladies. Ladies always come first, guys. So we want to know, what is your name, age, education level? What do you do for work? If you want to brag your credit score or something, we'll start with you, okay? Talk close to the mic if you can.
What do you want to know?
Your
Can you say it one
name,
more
age,
time?
education level, and what do you do for work?
My name is Layla. I'm 21, and education level is high school.
Okay. And what do you do for work?
I work from home. I have a podcast, a YouTube channel.
Why don't you shout that out really quick?
My podcast name is Life with LB. So is my YouTube channel. Follow me on IG at LBillionaire with 2 E's at the end. And I don't really have nothing much to say. So
Okay.
next person.
All right. And what's your name, your age, education level, and what do you do for work?
Okay, my name is Talia. My age is 21. My education level is some college. I'm currently in school. What I do for work? I do some freelance seamstress. I also do a lot of fashion. Like I work for, I'm not gonna say the company, but I work as a just domestic sourcer for
Big
design.
company.
Yeah, like corporate company.
Okay, nice. Okay, what about you? What's your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work?
My name is Brianna. I'm 23 years old and I work for a home healthcare company, and I have my associates and I'm working on my bachelor's
Talk a little closer.
in nursing.
Okay, working on your bachelor's in nursing. Okay, and what about you? What's your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work?
My name is Peace, and I did some college. I actually want to go back to college for fashion. That's what I do. I'm fashion designer and make custom clothing for people. And I actually do want to get in tune with you because I need help with the manufacturing side of things. So you might be able to help me. And yeah, that's basically I'm making clothes. I'm trying to get my stuff out to celebrities. So you can follow my clothing page at Peace by Peace, PIECE by PEAC clothing.com. That's it.
Awesome.
Age?
I'm 24.
Okay.
Oh yeah, age. Yeah. All right, and then we'll start with you, man. What's your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work?
Yeah, my name is Mel.
Oh, his mic. I do not hear him. Why don't you talking to that mic, man?
So here.
Yeah.
Hello. That's much better. My name is Melvin Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
What were the questions again?
Name, age, education level, and what do you do for work?
I'm 25. Did some college. Got like a year left of like community college. Finished that AA for like engineering, whatever. And then yeah, I do. I'm on Pornhub.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a Pornhubber officially. So
why don't you shout that out for them? I mean, I don't know how many people are going to be watching Pornhub, but yeah, shout it out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I made the first ever reaction channel on Pornhub. So it's a small community. We just talk about review pornos, shit like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool so far. About 1 million views per month. But I don't care about views. It's all about I get paid to watch people shake tits, bro.
It's fun, yeah. Here, hey Sika, could you do me a favor and grab that other mic and swap it out with this yellow one for me?
Actually, test it out real quick.
Here, test it out really quick. Talking to this.
It should be good.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, now it's working. Yeah, all right, good. But yeah, what else?
Other?
Education level, what do you do for work? But yeah, I think you already said that. Your age?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right, man. How old were you again?
I am 25.
25. Okay. Yeah. What about you, man? What's your name, your age, your education level, and what do you do for work? And this is your second time coming. Welcome back, bro.
Thank you. My name is Stefan, man. I'm seasoned. I'm 35. I work in the aviation industry, And what was the last thing you said?
Education level, age,
Oh, yeah,
and
I got an associate's degree. Yeah,
okay.
I stopped after that.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to do anymore. And what about you, man? Why don't you let them know more about you, your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work, and are you single?
No, I'm not single.
Okay, and then but yeah, name, age, education level, so they can know all that too.
Well, I'm probably the oldest one. I am 39.
Okay,
uh,
we need some advice, man.
yeah. So my profession is content creator.
Yeah, that's
So,
it. That's
yeah,
all you do,
That's all I do.
man.
full
That's
time.
badass.
I
That's
do
full
have
time.
I do have some business. I'm into fashion as well. I do photography on the side whenever I do have time. So I can do it, but I'm just been focusing 100% on building an empire.
Yeah, you don't gotta do more when you get once you get good at YouTube, man, or as good as you are, you don't need to do anything else, right? All right. Well, now I want to know, guys, for the singles at the table, how long have you been single, and why did your last relationship end? We'll start with the guys this time. How long have you been single, man?
It's a good question. So I've been single since like forever. I guess my last official relationship was like 2, 3 years ago.
Okay. And why did it end?
It ended because we used to have an arrangement. It was like a situation where we would go to like sex parties and shit like that, and then we would like bang other couples, shit like that. It was cool. But then after a while, what kind of happened was like she kind of like set like little rules, like, hey, you can sleep with these people, but like if I have like your permission to sleep with these people, you know what I'm saying? But after a while, it's kind of like, okay, your body count is like higher than mine, and I would like to like explore my options a little more. So like, let me pick who I want to smash. You know what I'm saying? She kind of didn't like that, so it just kind of started a cascade of like, who these bitches you fucking? I was like, okay,
This is
take a
why
break.
open relationships don't work, bro. Let's be honest. Like,
I think they work for the right people. And I think as long as you like are open with the communication and things like that, like it was new for her, so I wouldn't blame her in any type of way. But like, yeah, I mean it is what it is. So
yeah, it happens. Yeah, she
yeah.
wasn't ready. What about you, man? How long have you been single? Why'd your last relationship end?
Man, my last relationship was about 3 years ago. It lasted for like 6 months, man. She was just masculine, man. I couldn't deal with the masculine energy. She was crazy.
She's basically a man.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, you already know. I couldn't deal with it. I need the nice, sweet, soft feminine, and I can't deal with no.
You're the masculine. You're the man.
bro. We don't need two dudes. We don't need two
Yeah,
dudes.
yeah, you're gonna be arguing all day. All right, so man, I want to know a little bit different for you. How long have you been in your relationship for?
I'll say probably about like 6, 7 months.
6, 7 months. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just so everybody has an idea. Oh, and hey Bassett, thank you for that, bro. Thank you for the $5. Like the video, subscribe, and share. Shout out to the ladies and gentlemen on the pod. FNF Dallas, we up. Yeah. Shout out to FNF too, man. Shout out to y'all. We'll go with you this time, okay? Why don't you let me know how long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end? Or if you're in a situationship, like how long have you been in it for?
I don't do situationships. Let's get the record straight.
Oh, I've never. That's
Oh,
very
shit.
rare today. That's
You know, that's wasting my time. I'm
Nice.
gonna die. I could die tomorrow. The last relationship I was in 2019, and the reason we ended is because he had a baby that I never knew about.
Oh wow,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
It was like 1 year old.
That's crazy. All right, what about you? How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I've been single for about 2 months now, and the relationship ended from distance, basically.
Was it a long distance relationship?
Kind of, sorta. He's an athlete, and I used to be an athlete as well.
Oh.
So it's just hard.
What kind of athlete were you?
I hooped. I'm a
Oh,
hooper.
okay.
Yeah.
And he was a hooper too?
Yes.
Oh,
That's how
wow.
we met. So.
Yeah, you can never lock those guys down,
Oh
huh?
no.
Oh yeah. All right. So what about you? How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I've been single for a year and a half now, maybe a little more. It ended. I was just done.
Yeah, you just needed a better one.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
It's what he didn't do.
Oh, what did he not do? Is the real question. Okay, so I want to know for you now. How long have you been single, and why'd your last relationship end?
I've been single for like
Why is it so hard to put
probably
a number on it? Why is it so hard? Are you not been really single?
She trying to think of a lie.
I've been like
She's in a situationship, guys.
I've been single for like 3 years now.
But you've been in some
And
situationships.
recently.
Yeah.
No.
So have you been
No,
celibate for 3 years?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you got your answer right
I'm
there.
just
Yeah.
wondering, like, have you
Have I been celibate for 3 years?
since your last relationship? Yeah.
Since my last relationship, yes, I've been celibate.
So you haven't had
What
sex for
does-
3 years.
But what does like celibacy consist of?
Oh man.
Like
Penis
not
in
having
vagina.
sex. Have you had sex in the last 3
Like
years?
intercourse, no. So
No.
Yeah.
Really?
She was just giving head.
For
man.
real?
I was just receiving head.
Man, that's
Ah,
crazy.
Receiving
Chat,
head.
chat. She hasn't had a guy in 3 years. That's crazy. That's true. That's wild. You don't see that often. All right. So now I want to know, how long was everybody's longest relationship? We're gonna start with you this time. All right. So how long was your longest relationship?
My longest relationship, probably like a year.
And that was that guy 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he damage you so bad that you didn't want to do
Yes.
anything? Wow.
Honestly, not damaged, but it's like one of those situations where it's like, oh, I'm giving too much to myself to another person. I need to work on myself.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Okay. Well, that's mature. So, how about you? How long was your longest relationship?
About 2 years.
2 years. Okay. How about you?
I would say around about 2 years.
2 years. What about you?
About 2.5 years.
2.5. How long was your longest relationship?
Yeah, about 2.5.
What about you, man?
I hate to say it, but it was like 2 years.
And how long was your longest before this person?
10 years.
10 years.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
So you
Yeah,
got
that's
some
big.
experience, man. And we need that, because I'm telling you, that little 2 years y'all spent, y'all didn't learn shit.
No.
All right. So I want to know now, what hobbies do y'all have for yourself? And the reason why we ask all these questions is we want to know, like, these people out here that are watching, there's 3.6 billion people who watch YouTube monthly. There might be your dream guy out here, and you're going to describe yourself, and maybe he wants that, you know? Oh, so what hobbies do y'all have? We'll start with you this time, man. What's your biggest hobby?
My biggest hobbies I like illustration.
Illustration.
Yeah, so I like making game characters. When I was younger, I was like really into like video games. Still am, but like had to put it to the side. You know, I sold my little like Switch to my little nephew. But yeah, I was always into like making little characters for video games. Yeah, one day I still want to make my own
Sprites.
Little,
Making
yeah,
little sprites.
that's a good. Yeah, I like that game too. But like yeah, it's one day I want to make my own little character the world can love.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm obsessed with it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
What's your hobbies, bro?
I'm pretty cliche, man. I like to read and exercise, and I'm a big foodie, man. I do restaurants nonstop. Like,
You're old school, man. Reading and exercising. What about you, man? What's your biggest hobby? Just so everybody knows.
I'm gonna say podcasting. I mean, just creating, really, because a lot of Peep Network is all about the experience. So I just like bringing an experience off of creations.
Make as much as you can.
Yeah.
No, dude, I appreciate that. We'll go with you this time. What hobbies do you got?
I love to sing and also study. Like, I love to research. Researching is probably like one of my favorite things to do. I could just research all day long. Just anything I find interesting, I'm Googling into it, then what words mean. And I just love to
You
do
like to
that.
research. You like to read.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your biggest hobby?
I would say sewing. I do a lot of sewing.
Sewing. Yeah, my girlfriend crochets. I feel like it's a really good hobby to have. What about you? Biggest hobby?
I would say right now, without hooping, I don't really have much because of school. School is so busy. So all my downtime, I'm outside having a good time or watching Netflix, chilling. So
Okay.
yeah.
What about you? What's your biggest hobby?
I would have two. I would say sewing as well, and then I like to solo travel.
Solo travel.
Yeah.
That's different. You like to put yourself in a position where you don't know how to take care of it and figure it out?
No, I just like to push myself out of my element, my comfort zone. So,
Okay. No, that's cool. I want to know now, what do you like about yourself? We'll start with you this time, man. What do you like about yourself? The thing you like the most?
What I like about myself is I'm a fucking savage. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm very like direct to the point, especially if I'm on like a first date. Like I don't really fuck around with like banter and stuff. Like, oh, huh, you said a word funny. You know, also said a word funny. We're having a good time. No, I'm like literally like, who are you? You know, like what do you want on this date? You know what I'm saying? Like
Super
yeah.
logical.
I'm super fucking logical, yeah. And I think a lot of people need to do that more often. It's like have like deep conversations. Be like, yo, like, what if we were to date? I treat that shit like an interview, bro. And that's why
Like a
that's what I
job.
like.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what it
I
fucking
agree.
should be.
I agree.
Like, yo, I'm not on this date to just have fun. I think of two things on date. I'm thinking one, like, how likely are we going to fuck on the first date?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's like most people. And the second one is like, and I think a lot of girls don't realize that guys do this. And like, I'm thinking, how easy is it going to be for me to calm you down when you eventually go AWOL in our relationship? You You know what I'm saying?
That is a good thing to think about. I've never heard
Yeah.
somebody say that, but for
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Every guy is aware that girls are like gonna be crazy at some point. You know, you all know you're crazy at some in some way, shape, or form. Yup. So
You don't
like
believe it.
exactly. So if you say one thing to me where I'm like cutthroat, you say some shit like, oh, I don't know, like, yeah, I was dating this guy and he has a small dick and I broke up with him. I'm like, okay, you're probably like not gonna be the one for me, you know what I'm saying? Not because I have a small dick, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's like it just shows me like your ability to be able to bond with somebody. So for me, I just treat it like an interview, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be hot sometimes like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just who I am, yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah. We can get into it deeper later.
What do you like about yourself, man?
I mean, that was a whole lot.
I'm
what
a
I like
hoe,
about myself. I mean, I'm pretty relentless, man. I'm pretty straightforward. I never thought about that though. I gotta start doing that. Yeah, man. I'm just pretty relentless, man. I just go for what I want, man.
You don't ever give up. All right. Can you tell us what you like about yourself, man?
Being able to problem solve.
Problem solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every man needs to have that skill.
Mhm.
What do you like the most about yourself?
I guess like my personality. Like I could keep myself entertained.
You pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm laughing. What about you? What do you like about yourself the most?
I live in the now. I like to exist in the now. A lot of people are like in the future and stuff. I like to be in the present. You know, you don't
What
live
about when you're
once.
60 and then you need your retirement? And you were living in the now so much you don't got
What if I
retirement.
don't wake up tomorrow? You know,
Hey, that's a good
live every day
rebuttal.
like
That's
it
a good.
lasts.
Yeah, I mean you're right. You're right. No, it's just gotta do a little bit of a savings. Come on. All right. So what do you like about yourself?
I like that I'm easygoing and easy to talk to because I like talking to people, helping people out, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll
Good
say
social
that's the
skills.
same.
All right. What do you like the most about yourself?
I feel like I like how I can make other people very comfortable very fast. So I feel like I'm easy to talk to.
Okay. I feel like that's a good feminine trait.
Mhm.
That's a really good feminine trait. Uh, Now I want to know: did y'all grow up in a two-parent household? And if your father and mother was a lot in your life, we'll start with you this time. Did you grow up in a two-parent or single-parent household?
No, I grew up in a single parent
And
household.
which one was it, the mother or
My
father?
mom's, but I moved with my dad in high school. I feel like I got a good relationship with my parents though.
Even though they were separate.
Yeah.
And what about you? Did you grow up in a two-parent household or single-parent household?
Single parent. I mostly live with my mom, but I also live with my dad a couple of times. So
Man, there's a lot of people who swap it up.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you live in two-parent or one-parent household?
I live in a two-parent household with my mother always being the breadwinner. So
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh,
So
shit.
was your dad more of a stay-at-home dad, or did he work also, but he just didn't make as much as your mom?
right, my dad also worked. He worked for actually Bluebell Ice Cream, delivering groceries, the ice cream to the grocery store. So he always worked very hard, just of course not making as much. But my mom had the degree and
Who
all
ran the
this.
house?
That's a tough question. I would say my dad, of course, because that's our, growing up in foundation. You have the man of the house, but I got a lot instilled from the both of them.
Okay.
A lot to take away from both. So yeah.
Okay. And what about you? Two-parent household or single-parent household?
I would say single parent household, but at the same time not, because even after school I would go to my dad's. So I lived with my mom, but I would go to my dad's after school. Like my dad taught me how to read before I went to school. How taught me how to write. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So what about you, man? Two-parent, single-parent?
Yeah, my parents split up when I was about 4 or 5.
Okay. And then like you lived with your mom all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, man?
I was raised by my mom.
By your mom? And what about you?
Single parent household, but my grandfather was the father figure.
Okay. All right. Now I want to know, what is your love language? We'll say two of these. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. If you had to choose two, which one would it be? We'll start with you, man. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch.
That's funny because I usually when on like Tinder or something, I always ask that. It's like one of my openers.
It's a good thing
What
to
is your
ask
love
for
language?
sure.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick like a top 3, it'd be like physical touch, and then it would be words of affirmation. I need you to gas me up. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Just call me sexy, even though I smell like dirt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then what's the other one?
You do know he said pick one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, no, no, no. I
I
told him
I
pick
just-
two. I told him pick two.
okay.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, you
you
did
good
right.
there? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, but just to make it quicker, we will just do one though for everybody else. I just did two because I feel like everybody has two. I actually like to think that women have all the same love language and men have all the same one. So this is a good
Yeah,
experiment
yeah,
to see who
yeah.
really has what. What's your biggest love language of those five?
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
Definitely physical touch.
Okay. What about you, man?
Quality time.
Quality time. Okay. That's crazy because that's mine too. But I feel like most people don't. Most guys do not have that. I
I was
feel
gonna say
like.
both of those.
You want to
Um.
know what's crazy is that I just took this test again. I
Oh.
just took it and it came back quality time.
Wow.
What was your
They have an
second?
actual test for that.
Yeah, they do online. I need to take
Oh,
it.
need to take
I'd
it
be
too.
making up shit.
Yeah, just what you think.
Yeah.
And then what you think isn't really you. So what about you? If was it words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch?
It's crazy because I took the test and all of them was like equal. But I would
Hmm.
say
If you had to think about it, what would it be?
probably words of affirmation. I do like tell me I'm beautiful. Just tell me, gas me up. Exactly
wow.
that. Like just
Oh,
tell me I'm
wow.
amazing.
Okay. What about you? What's your what's your love
really
language?
like a little bit of all, good little balance, but I would say acts of service. I like to just lay back and just be pampered, Bring
Be
me
pampered.
food, bring me this, take me there.
Okay. Wait, we got a donation from Blaze Lightyear, $5. Question for the ladies: should your man be mechanically inclined, or can he just hire someone to fix everything around the house, car, yard? Shout out to squad. Shout out to you, bro. He's actually a badass handyman, so that's a really good question by him.
Hey, let's go ahead and finish this round of the love language first, and
Yeah.
then we'll move into that
Okay,
question.
yeah. So yeah, go ahead. What's your love language, really quick?
My love language is definitely physical touch. You gotta
Physical
live
touch.
in my skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
My love language is words of affirmation because I grew up without that, so I need it. Like
need
it's
it
like
more.
almost like give it to me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So now, what Blaze Lightyear said. Should your man be mechanically inclined, or can he just hire someone to fix everything around the house, the car, yard, and stuff like that? Like, does that matter to y'all with the ladies?
I feel like as long as he's getting it done, why hassle?
Okay. As long as it's getting done. Yeah. Who cares? What about you?
I also agree with her, but I love to see a man do manly things. You gonna fix my car, fix my car.
Yeah. It's a turn on. What about you?
I would definitely say you gotta be Bob the Builder in this motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah,
Man,
that's a must.
Me and him were just discussing this the other day. It's a big turn on, I think. What about you?
I mean, my dad knows how to make furniture, so like I need somebody who knows how to do it all.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, it's something that humans have done for a long time. So if you're a repair guy, if you're good at figuring shit out, I
Yeah.
think you're valued, I can't really ask y'all that. I guess I can ask y'all, do you do all those things, or would you pay for it to be done?
Sure, I'm an automated type of guy. I'd rather pay for it to be done. I ain't gonna lie. But it's like whatever you need, just tell me. I'll be like, all right, let me get somebody to get that for you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What
I'm
about
not
you,
the
man?
guy.
Are you
I'm knocking it out myself.
you knock it out?
Yeah.
What about you? Do you do it all, or do you pay for it?
No, I'm gonna do it all, man. I'm gonna try to problem solve first.
Okay.
Calling somebody will be the last resort.
Yeah, do it the cheapest way possible.
If I can't do it, then I'll call somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your question? Go ahead
I was
and
gonna
ask him.
ask the guys if
Talking to.
I was gonna ask the guys, do all of y'all know how to change the tire, change the oil, all of that?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I know how to change a tire. I don't know the rest. Though.
okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
It's not hard. All that stuff is so easy. The
Yeah,
tire's
it
the
is.
biggest one. Like
Yeah.
I think it's really respectful. Like it's good. Like if a guy can go and help like somebody else who needs help with their tire
Yeah.
being changed. Like that's a good sign. Now we're gonna get into the preference. Well, wait. Let me read this one too. Kelly Convas. I hope I said that right. $10. Shout out to my love Lapeef, Jr. Purple Pill. Love the channel. Keep it going. Yeah, man. I really appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I guess some of your viewers are coming in to like.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. So, what was the other Rod? What did Rod ask? I want you to click that one up. Question for the ladies: how important is a decent Instagram page? This is something I debate with all the guys all the time too. Like, is an Instagram page really important to you? Like, have you turned a guy down just because he didn't have one or something?
No.
You're not that worried about it. What about you?
Nah, I don't really be on social media, but I do need to see some pictures of you.
Yeah,
Like,
you just get because then you're a full creep.
yeah,
Huh. Yeah.
Like, can't just be no pictures on there. You like, oh, follow my Instagram.
Oh yeah, he's not Jeffrey Dahmer or something.
Yeah.
What about you? Does he need to have an Instagram?
I would say your Instagram is important because for me, if I'm checking for you, I don't need to see you with no guns, no drugs, no
Uh-huh.
extra. Like I want you to look like
Normal.
it and normal. Yeah.
You don't want a criminal?
I don't. Yeah, no criminals.
Wow, that's good. What about you? Yeah, if you do you care about an Instagram page at all?
No, I'd rather my man not even have a phone. So.
Oh wow,
wow.
that's like my type of thing for sure. So now I want to know people's preferences. I want to know what y'all are looking for in the opposite sex. Okay. First thing, do you prefer a tradcon relationship or a 50-50 relationship? We'll start with you, man.
What was the first thing you said?
Tradcon, traditionally conservative, like where like guy, full provider, woman stay home, wife kind of thing, or the opposite, 50-50 or something in between.
Shoot, the 50-50 stuff, bro, I think that's dead now, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
What do you mean it's dead?
The 50-50 stuff, bro, like girls are cool with it for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, they're gonna be like, hey, bro, like I'm still working 9 to 5. Like, where you at? Give me some of that. So, like, for me, I feel more like in tune with myself if I'm like, yo, like, I got you. If you're in my life, like everything's taken care of.
So, but like, what if like you're not doing everything? Like, say like y'all are renting a house and you're not doing the lawn because the guy who owns the house, the rental house, he's paying for to get the lawn done. What would you do to make up because you're not doing all those physical activities that like a normal guy would be doing outside the house and stuff? Would you try to help her with the laundry or anything else, or do you still expect her to do everything even though you're not doing a lot of physical stuff around the house?
Oh, you're saying like I would have her do stuff for instead of the
Yeah,
people I hire?
well, you're saying 50-50 is dead now. Like
Yeah.
you would never do the 50-50 thing. So you would want to do
Yeah.
traditionally conservative where like she does stuff like she works kind of and like takes care of you and then you take care of her, like you provide for her.
In a way, I don't think it's as black and white as that. I think guys are like macro thinkers and girls like really good at being micro thinkers and like more of like a sense of like if I have a vision in my head, right, and I want to build a big ass building, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking of all the time. I'm not thinking about brushing my teeth, not thinking about cleaning myself. I'm not thinking of, making dinner and shit like that. I need a girl beside me who's like really good at the micro stuff. Like, hey, you are really bad at like putting the shit in the hamper. You know what I'm saying? Let me help you with that. Or let me help you make some food in the morning, anything like that. Like I need a girl who's like willing to go out of her way to do that stuff for me. Cause that's just sexy to me. That's what stuff I fall in love with. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something she has to do, but it's something that attracts me and makes me want to keep her around. Cause not a lot of girls be doing that nowadays.
Get some extra green flags there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And what about you, man? Are you looking for traditionally conservative or 50-50 or in between?
Oh man, I'm traditional. I would prefer traditional. When women get to working, man, they get to acting out all masculine, all crazy. I prefer traditional, man.
What if she tells you that she doesn't want to cook? Like, would you pick up on the cooking, but she's gonna do everything else? Would you do just the cooking if you were already a good cook because you've been cooking for 10 years or so?
I would negotiate that.
You would negotiate
Yeah,
it?
I would
Okay.
negotiate
I
it.
just want sometimes I like to see how much can be negotiated.
Yeah.
What about you, man? How's your relationship? Are y'all a mixture of it, or are you more, just tradcon or just 50-50 or in between?
Traditional.
Traditional?
Yeah. And I always said that if your woman works, at least give her the option to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't make it mandatory.
Yeah.
Right. So any given time she wants to stop, then she knows that choice is there.
Okay. And then is there any leeway in the relationship? Like, is there some things that maybe some people would say the woman's supposed to do, but you pick up on that thing just to kind of help her out, or not really?
I mean, I've always been a survivor, so if things need to get done, I do it. I ain't gonna sweat it. I'm not like, hey, you didn't do this. If it's something real simple, I do it. But the older you get and the more you learn, I think you have a higher expectation. So she at least got to be able to pull her weight. I say at least about 80%.
Okay.
The other 20%,
Okay.
I take care of.
Okay. All right. And ladies, what are y'all looking for? We'll start with you this time. Are you looking for a traditionally conservative guy or a 50-50 guy that's gonna split everything, or something in the middle?
Well, I grew up looking at the traditional conservative aspect of things, so that's what I kind of want. I mean, I always say myself, I want to be a stay-at-home entrepreneur. I want to have something that if something happened to him tomorrow, we can all fall back on. But at the same time, I don't want to take on responsibility of feeling like I'm the man at the household.
The breadwinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about you? Traditionally conservative or 50-50 or in between?
I would say I'm in between, more of like a 60-40, and mainly because I know I'm very independent, of course, because that's how my mom was and always has been. So I don't want a man who's going to try to tell me I have to move a certain way or act a certain way. There's stuff as a woman that I'm just naturally going to do. Like
what? I'm curious.
Like cleaning or like doing laundry. When it comes to kids, that'll be mainly my role. But I just don't want it to be like, oh, you have to stay at home and you have to, I don't want.
What if he doesn't want you going out on girls' nights?
Oh, that's a no. That's not my man. My man gonna be out with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He's
wow.
always gonna be out,
Yeah.
but like what if like
She
I
wanna
mean
dictate terms.
like y'all go
It's
out?
not a girls' night
Is
though.
that, like how often would y'all be going out?
I would say I'm very outgoing.
So no girls' nights though. You're never gonna go out
No,
with
I
your
would
girls.
definitely have girls night,
Oh,
and he can have
no.
his guys
That's
night
different.
too.
Oh,
Sometimes.
no.
Like,
Exactly.
So girls' night, that means like the guy staying at home while you out with your friends.
Uh-huh.
but what's wrong with that?
Yeah, what is
It's a
wrong
lot
with
wrong
that?
with
Explain, guys.
Yeah,
why
I
is that
mean, what's wrong with
bothersome?
that?
I mean, I don't. My personal feelings is like I understand you can do what you want to do type shit, but like for me, I'm a very like bro, I'm a porn hubber, bro. I'm thinking about sex 24/7. I'm thinking about sex right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about fucking. So like me, when I hear girls like, "Yo, I'm going out to the club," and she's telling me, "Oh, this guy tried to buy me a drink,"
You know what
and
happens at the
said
club.
no, whatever. I'm thinking like at some point, like, "Yo, whose dick did you suck at the club?" You know what I'm saying? Like, did you suck a dick? Did you? I'm thinking about it maybe possibly happening.
That's a personal
like,
problem.
You're like always living in that porno mindset.
That's a personal problem.
Why do
But
you-
I think a lot of guys experience that as
I
well.
don't know. I wouldn't want a guy who thinks like that while I'm away. 'Cause
But
that means
why
you don't
would-
trust me.
Why would you want to go to the club if you had a dude?
Why wouldn't I want to go to the club if I had a dude or if I didn't have a dude? Why would he want to go to the club if he didn't? Why wouldn't he go on a guy strip if he had a girl? Like
To hang out with his
what's the
homies.
Exactly. Like I can hang out with my homegirls if you trust me.
But
What's
why
the
would
problem?
you gotta hang out with your homegirls at the club?
What's
though?
the problem with the club? You
Because
can
people
meet
go there
anybody
for
anywhere.
people go there for a couple specific reasons.
Right. And I'm going out there to hang out with my homegirls. That's the only reason. So
So if I put limitations on you, say, hey, you be with me, you can't do that.
I won't be with you.
All right.
I wouldn't want nobody to make me feel like I can't do stuff that I feel like that I did before I was dealing with you.
Would you understand why I would ask you that though?
No, I could understand that, but because I know my mindset and what I'm doing and why I'm going there, I feel like you should trust me enough. If you know me,
It's not that I don't trust you.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't trust them.
Right, but I'm gonna respect myself and politely decline.
It doesn't matter. They're them. They're
Right.
the guys go there for a couple reasons.
Right.
I don't want my woman in that piranha environment.
Right.
If I told you, hey, don't go jump in the pool full of blood.
Mhm.
You go. I'm gonna do it anyway because I feel like it.
This
Like
the
that doesn't
thing.
make sense to me.
I can halfway agree with you because I'm not a girl who likes to go out in that atmosphere.
But she does though.
And I know I'm friends with her, so I know I don't naturally just love to just want to go out in that atmosphere. I'm more of a person who likes to travel,
Mhm.
anyways. But if I am in an instance where I do want to go out and I start to go out more frequently, and it does bother you, I will take that in consideration. But I also want you to understand where I'm coming from and trust me and knowing that I'm not. Because even now, as a single woman, it's not too many men who come up to me and just talk to me any type of way or just come to me any type of way because I feel like I carry myself a certain way.
And I feel like I'm a type of like compromise kind of person. So if you're my man and you're like, hey, I don't want you out in the club, we're married, whatever. Okay, we're gonna bring the party to the house. Like I just like to have a good time. So we need a drink. I want to dance.
I'm
like
she gonna-
have a,
100%.
She gonna shake that ass at home.
Yeah, I'm here for it. As long
How
as
you
we
do it.
having a good time.
I just don't want my chick going to a nightclub in a small dress where there's a bunch of ballers and gangsters and thugs and scammers.
Right.
It's like, why do you don't need to be in that environment if you're my woman? Like, why would you even do that? Like, yeah.
The thing that makes me feel more secure about it is the fact that I understand that, you guys are masters of saying no to niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you were talking earlier about like how you'll give a dude your number every time.
Yeah.
But like you'll block it right away or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I also know there might be that nigga you might unblock. You know
No,
what I'm
there's
saying?
no unblocking.
But so let's say I want to actually tell a story real quick. I want you all to get your opinion. Okay, so I'm in a situation with this chick. She moved from Minnesota and she was traveling down to Arizona, but she like hit different spots with her friend, right?
Mhm.
So like she was telling me a story like, yeah, we went to the club and with these people we met on Facebook, and like my friend was really feeling this guy, and like so we all hung out at the guy's house. And I wasn't really feeling the guy. He was trying to talk to me, and the girl, she was kind of feeling the guy, but we, slept at their house all night, and then kept continued. So for me, I'm thinking in my head, I'm assuming, hey, you fucked those niggas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna press it because it's a situationship. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. But like at the end of the day, it's like that's what I'm thinking. So I think most guys, especially if you're in a relationship, that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? So my point is like, what do you guys think about like that situation precisely? Do you think a guy would be way out of line to be like, hey, bro, that's kind of fucked up. I don't want any girl doing any club shit like that if you're going to dude's house after the club?
That's beyond me.
Yeah, that's
Why would you even
unacceptable.
put yourself in that position? That's an absolute no.
So like I want to know, like, so you, like, obviously you think that, if he's going out, you need to be going out too, right? Like
No.
like if he's going out all the time, like, to be fair, do you think that women should be going out at the exact same rate, basically? Like if
I
you're
mean, I feel like it shouldn't be like a tit for tat thing.
Thank you.
I just feel like if y'all feel like it, y'all feel like it. But even with the aspect of now that I'm putting in consideration what you said, I would want to go out with my man more than
Exactly.
anybody else.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, why? What's the
I mean,
positive?
of course, I want to
going
have my
out the
girls'
house?
nights, but like more so my man, because that's who I'm gonna go to at the, home to at the end of the night anyway.
I just want y'all to understand, though, why really quick guys
Yeah.
act this way. The
Mhm.
reason why guys don't like a girl going to the club is because men and women are not the same.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not the
Facts.
same. Like, reality is sexist. Everything is sexist. There's certain things that women can get away with that men can't, and there's certain things that men can get away with that women can't. When a woman goes to the club, you're putting a for sale sign on yourself.
Facts.
Like, you have a for sale sign on, and every guy is, especially if you're looking nice, if you're wearing a nice outfit, you have an even bigger for sale sign on you. Okay, so, and you're not the pursuer of a relationship. You're not the ones who go and talk up to guys. Guys come and talk to you. That's how relationships work. That's how dating starts. That's how it always starts. Usually 9 times out of 10, guys are the ones that are hunting. So you're going and putting yourself on in hunting grounds with a sign on saying, "I'm here. Come and talk to me." That's why it's wrong.
Right.
That's why it's different. Now, if a guy goes to the club, he's probably not like, now don't get me wrong, if he's an animal and he's going and trying to hit on all the girls and stuff like that, that's horrible. But if he's actually going to network with his boys or doing something like that, he could have completely different intentions than the girl going to kind of just stand there like a billboard and hopefully get some attention and validation from other men. And it's not fair at all. I don't think it's fair at all when a woman goes to the club compared to a guy. Now, at the same time, I'm in a relationship and I don't go to the club, and my girl doesn't either. It's an equal thing. And if we do go out, we go out together, like y'all are saying, but definitely don't try to ever think like, oh, it's the same, because it's not. It's completely different if a man or if a woman's doing it. But I'm not condoning. I'm not saying that men should go out all the time.
Have you guys ever done that? Like,
What?
gone to the club without your man?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
My man is okay with me going to the club because he knows, okay, I'm there just to turn up with my friends. I'm gonna drink, but he knows I'm not gonna take on any advances.
You ever like asked him
so
about it? Like, what
if
did you
I
think
have a
about it?
man- Did I ask him what?
Have you ever asked him like what he thought about it, or you just kind of
Yeah, because
I'm assuming
a man's
he's
gonna
cool
let
with
you
it?
know if they're not cool with it. So if I'm in a relationship and I value enough, and you're saying, "Hey, I don't want you to go out," then I might consider it. But
Might
you
consider-
getting with
might.
me is like, I'm already out. Like I go out, I post it. It's not a secret. It's just I'm an outgoing person. I'm always just trying to.
The
go
problem with that,
somewhere,
he's not gonna
so.
let you know.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna let you
Shut
know. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna chill. I would recommend, like, even for people watching this podcast, like if there's females watching, like, ask your man what he thinks about the stuff, because like it's illegal to. I personally think that we're at a point in society where it's basically illegal to call your girl out on some stuff. So guys will just like keep it inside. But like, just I don't know, just bring up the situation and see what he thinks about it. You might be really surprised and be like, yeah, actually, you went out last time, and like, I'm thinking about you sucking 5 dudes' dicks at one time. You know what I'm saying? So you'd be surprised what you see.
No. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you for the TradCon 50-50 relationship thing. What do you want out of that?
I forgot about that question. I would say I'm traditional. I like to be taken care of, but I am independent, like she said. I do.
You can do either one if you needed to.
I'm not. Some men feel like they have some type of entitlement when you do traditional because they're taking care of you. They feel like they can tell you what to do, what not to do. That's
Like what?
when I become independent. Like, I was talking to this dude the other day. He was like, "Oh yeah, I buy you things, but it's gonna be on my timing, your timing." What you mean by that? If I want it, I want it now. He was like, "I'm not gonna give it to you right then and there. I'll probably wait a month or something."
What was
Oh,
wrong?
he's
what
not a
was wrong with
provider.
that? What was wrong
A
with that? What was
month.
wrong with
By
that?
that time, maybe I'm gonna have 3 of
So-
whatever I want. What?
I got a question for you about that. You're saying the man is entitled, but yet you think you're enabled or to get that gift right then and there. So wouldn't that make you entitled?
I mean, but if that's where I become independent, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I got the money for it, I'm gonna get it for myself, especially if I want it right then and there. If I'm asking you for it, I want you to get it for me right then and there.
So you think you're entitled?
Yeah, that's very entitled.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not mad.
Buy it right now.
It's what I want. Buy it right
Right.
now.
But that's why it's important for you to
'Cause
like
then
level
you gonna
yourself
ask me
up.
for some pussy right now.
Guys, this is
Right.
why I always talk to y'all about y'all got to be providers. And when I say that you got to make 150K a year now to be a true provider, this is what I mean. When they ask for things, like all it took in the 70s, 80s was a dad not being able to get a tire fixed or not be able to do something for you to be instantly emasculated and not be a provider anymore, man. So guys, y'all gotta get your money up big time today if you want a relationship. For you now, do you want a 50-50 relationship or try con?
I would say, but do you not think that Tricon is 50-50 with a woman taking care of everything?
That's a good question. Technically, I do agree
That's
that
what
it
I'm-
is 50-50, but
yeah.
whenever we're saying it this way, we mean financially 50-50.
But you have to think though, a real man does not want a woman for money. No real man wants a woman
Yeah.
for what she can financially do for him.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah.
So a man wants,
But a lot of women today want that 50-50 thing. You'd
because
be surprised.
a man's desires versus a woman's desires is two different things though. Men and women desire two different things.
Mhm.
A woman desires to smell good and look pretty. You know, diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Mhm. Yeah, I completely agree with
And a
you. I completely
man-
agree with you on all of it. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many women want that 50-50 though. Like they want to be just as big as the man. They're just sitting there competing with their boyfriends every
Well,
day.
I think that's like toxic femininity, because it's like, as women, it's not a woman's, like, I think masculine energy is work. Feminine energy is not working. It's receiving. So it's like,
I agree with that.
it's
Yeah,
not
true. Yeah, very true.
I don't
The
like
man
that.
gives, the woman receives.
Men do the
Yeah.
same thing though. Men want 50-50 to me more than women do.
I think
Those
so,
are not
too.
real men
I
if
was
they're
just about to
saying
say
that.
that.
They're
I was
not-
just about to say
I
that.
agree.
I've
Men
seen a lot.
push the 50-50.
Them the
I would,
bu-
I
them
would
bums.
say
Yeah,
I would say we were
especially
I would say we were raised to be 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Raised?
Yeah. I would say like
raised you?
me personally, no one ever told me to pay for a meal for
Well,
you
you
know,
had a
first
single
date,
mother,
You
correct?
know what I'm saying? Exactly.
He had a
yeah.
single mother,
So-
guys. That's why we asked that
okay.
question before, because you can understand where these things come from.
I had a
Yeah.
single mother
'Cause I've-
too, but my mom always taught my brother
Of
to.
a man being a single, like having a single mother household, is completely different than like
Yeah,
than,
it
like you
skews
experienced.
everything.
I agree. I'm not a man, so
I
I
realized-
would never understand how a man would be
The first time I
raised.
realized like how different it was when I was talking to my mom one time and I was dating this girl. She was like, I think I was like 20 or something. She was like 18 at the time. She was like, "Why are you dating a younger girl? You should be dating a woman who's like, you know, like 3 years older than you. She might have like some resources. Her parents might be, you know, more
Your mama was
established."
Your
brainwashing you.
mom
I'm like,
told
what?
you this?
She was brainwashing him the
but
wrong way.
Exactly. This is before I like knew stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a whole lot about like red pill stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're on the Purple Pill podcast, but when I read the book, I read Rational Male,
yeah.
right? So that's most of my experience from this. So when I read that, I was like, yo, my mom really taught me like the opposite. Because that shit didn't rationalize in my brain. Like, what the fuck? She's hot. That's
that's
all
be-
that matters.
That's
You know
better
what I'm
than
saying?
my family. Like my family called me a groomer for dating. Like my girlfriend's 23 years old and I'm 31. I get called a groomer by my family
Oh,
because I've
That's
always dated girls that are a few years younger than me,
Yeah.
or like
Wow.
it's
Groomer is such a
ridiculous.
savage word to use.
Yeah,
I ain't
it's
gonna lie.
ridiculous. I know. But yeah, so we're done with that one. Can you click Rod's question really quick? Question for the ladies. What's the most expensive dinner or trip a guy has paid for? That's a really good question. We'll start with you this time. Most expensive dinner or trip?
A guy paid for me to go to Egypt and get my teeth done.
Oh
What?
my
Wow.
God. How much
You
was
did it?
that?
How old was he?
My teeth was like 7. The trip in total was like almost 12.
Who the hell was
Oh,
this guy?
wow.
He's a great guy. Still cool to this
How old
day.
was he?
Clearly.
How old
was
was
he?
How old is
He was like 31 at the time, 32.
Wow.
So you went all the way to
Oh,
Egypt, got your
man.
teeth fixed.
I
came
gotta
back?
ask.
What the hell were you doing?
Was he a musician or
Right.
athlete?
He wasn't neither.
You throw it back for him, or
I mean, yeah.
okay,
She
good
had
for
to.
you.
But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
How old
before
were you?
before we even like before I even knew he was on that type of time, and I actually
How
genuinely
old were
liked
you
him.
when you got this done? How old were you?
This was 20.
How old were you? Not the year.
20. I was 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys simping work sometimes, man.
That's
Simple
crazy.
words,
He did all
man.
that.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you say you didn't know he was on that type of time?
No, cause like I met him through a friend, so we would always be around each other type stuff, and I never really gave him a time of day. And then we all just kind of started talking. We really clicked, and then like he just was like on some other type of timing.
What
Or
And I
was
made-
this
like,
before or
what?
after Egypt? Like that
What?
y'all.
Do we couldn't connect it and
Yeah.
click? Oh, this was way before. Like I've known him
Okay.
since like 2015, 2016.
Why did you give him the time? Was it his personality or the money he was spending?
It was the persistency. Because he didn't really show that he had money until later on. Because he was trying to fill me out. Because I feel like I've progressed as a woman. So I feel like he kind of saw that. And then he kind of picked his cards at the right times to like throw them at me to see what type of time I want. I feel like he realized that
How come y'all didn't get married?
Yeah. And
I'm not ready for children.
I got so many questions.
I don't want to
that.
get married right now.
Everything.
If he knew you since 15, why would he wait
2015
to spend money? Well, I wouldn't have waited. If I got it like that, I would just shot my shot from initially.
We weren't looking at it. Like I said, he was always around. So initially,
he liked you when he first met you.
That's what he told me.
He should have said
and
something.
And I never knew. Like
I wouldn't have waited. I would have never waited that long. He was tripping.
I never knew. Like I never knew until like we just kind of started.
Did he all that money over?
So question:
he gave you the teeth before or after you smashed?
After.
Oh, okay.
So what was the conversation like for him to say, "Hey, let's go get your teeth done"?
I mean, this actually I was gonna get them done myself. Like I already had this shit set up for myself, and he kind of just surprised me one day. It was like, "I'm doing it for you. Like save that money. I'm gonna do it for you." And I was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah. You might gotta try to find that guy, man.
Nah. He either really liked you, he was a big simp. One of the two.
I can relate that. I don't know what it is, but like if I'm really feeling a girl, like there's something about me that just want to pay all her bills.
Man, her provider.
We love you, King. If he had led with his wallet first, like instead of saying I like you, if he had led and said, "Hey, let's go to Egypt," would you have liked it or respected him as much?
No.
I was just about to say.
I feel like the slow persistency of him actually just getting to really know me is what initially attracted me, because it's not like I've hadn't had people offer me those type of things or that amount of price. It's just simple fact that he really took his time to get to know me for me, like, you know what I'm saying? So it made it more like I can accept this knowing it won't come with something like it's something afterwards. Because a lot of times if you give somebody something, they expect you to
I almost
do something.
feel like you friend zoned him, but I mean he got the cookie, but he just went about it too long and he spent too much money on it. He could have done it way shorter, way less money. Like I would have never done that. Like
everybody's different.
So
what
ended it for between y'all? Like ultimately, what?
Because he wanted to be like have kids, get married, move in together.
Of course.
No. What I mean, like, did he propose to you, or was he just trying to have conversation?
He was insinuating it, but I was just like, absolutely the fuck not.
Man, she didn't like him like that.
But I'm noticing earlier you said you're on the type of time where it's like I'm trying to have like a serious relationship with somebody. So is this before?
It wasn't him.
Now that I'm like, because after 2021, I had like a whole time to myself. Like I didn't go on dates, I didn't have sex or do nothing. So like during that time, I was just by myself, and I kind of figured out what I wanted and where I wanted, the direction I wanted to go in life. And now I'm ready, and I kind of feel bad because.
So why don't you hit him back?
I was just about to say I got one question. Why you hit him back? She don't like him like that.
Unblock him and give him a call.
She don't like him like that.
I mean, if you got the bag like that, it's gotta be something.
Y'all are asking so many questions about this guy, and I swear to God, he's nothing to her. Like, y'all don't want any questions about this guy because you don't want no advice about that dude because he's a loser. It sounds like. I'm just being honest.
No, you speaking facts.
There's a reason why he's not with you right now. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. So question for the ladies. Expensive dinner or trip? Most expensive dinner or trip you've gone on?
I would say trip, and I don't know how expensive though, because I wasn't
looking
at the financials.
But where was it to?
There, to Puerto Rico.
To Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Most expensive dinner or trip?
I would say a dinner. I like to eat.
Really nice place.
$500.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
I got a question for you before you move to the last lady, though.
Yeah.
Would you be open to getting flued out since you ain't been on no trips yet?
Me?
Yeah. For the viewers.
I've been flown out before. I wasn't going to know.
Oh wow.
It just wasn't that fun.
Puerto Rico, I've been back home, but
She
that
been to
don't
Houston.
count.
She gets flown out to Miami, guys.
Miami.
She gets flown out to Miami. What about you? What's the most expensive thing? Trip or dinner?
Neither. I would say probably like the most money a dude ever spent on me. Well, I don't want to lie, but probably $300.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're celibate for 3 years, so you haven't been doing that much. What was Joshua's comment, or what was Joshua's? Joshua Frick, $20, man. Thank you so much. Shout out Sergio and Fresh and Fit Dallas. Discord question for the panel. What political party do you support? Could you date someone who supports the opposite party? Could you marry them? Don't forget to vote November 8th. Yeah, so we'll ask ladies this time. Do you care about their political, or what political party do you support? And then would you date somebody who's the opposite?
I don't do politics.
So you don't even care about it, and you would date somebody no matter what politic, like what affiliation they had.
I would date somebody based off of their faith. So
Yeah.
like if you into that, that's fine. But like, are you into God?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good mentality.
That's
Yeah.
real.
What about you? Political party you're for, and then does it matter what your opposite?
I'm not really into politics either, but
Do
I
you care
would
about what he
say
has?
They just got to be pro-black.
Okay.
That's my biggest thing. Like, if you're not pro-black, black
You can
community,
be Kanye
uplifting
West
black,
with the
I'm
with the
telling
MAGA
you,
hat on.
like, I can't
Doesn't
fuck
matter.
with you.
Okay. What about you? What political affiliation do you have, and then does it matter what the guy has?
Definitely Democrat, and I would just say same as her. Gotta be pro-black, no racial discrimination or none of that. So.
Okay, so Kanye's okay. What about you?
I would say, yeah, I don't care about politics, just your own morality, and if you like yourself, if you love your skin that you're in.
Well, I'm really surprised by these answers. What about you, man? If you want to give that.
Yeah, it don't really matter, but I think you have to get some support. I do want a woman that actually cares. I think
That's at least the same as you,
well, it has to be the same. It just has to be
down the same path.
like what's good at that time. So that depends on.
Yeah, I know
the
exactly what you mean
represent,
because
yeah.
it goes back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate team players who are tribal and they just stay one side all the time because sometimes you really never know. What about you, man? Does it matter?
I mean, yeah, I follow politics, and I would like her to be on the same side as me, but I wouldn't disqualify her if she wasn't. We'd have to talk about it.
That's good. What about you, man?
Generally, I don't care, but I do find it like kind of sexy when a girl is like kind of has different opinions than me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, if I'm like, if let's, I don't really pick a side. Let's say if I'm liberal and she's like conservative, then we can have like little like cute like little
Debates.
debates about it. Yeah, because like if you guys are opposites and you come together, it's almost like you're a powerhouse because you're not leaning to one side or another. You know what I'm saying? You're more powerful than the other couples around who are just sticking to one side.
I honestly really agree with that. Yeah, because I'm a very in the middle person, and me and my girl definitely disagree on a lot of things. I like it. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, for the preferences, I really want to fly through a lot of these preference questions so we can get to the really fun questions. What height do you prefer?
I date short men. I date any type of man.
Like, what's the high?
Yeah,
Like,
she's short.
I've
what's the
dated a
shortest?
man.
Anything.
I've dated a man that was shorter than me.
So 5'4", 5'5" is fine.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. What about you? Height?
My girl's being honest. Oh my god.
Hey,
I
lots
be
of short
tall,
kings. Lots of short
Oh,
kings out
tall
here.
man, tall man. Oh my god.
You need a
They're
6
my
foot?
kryptonite.
You need a 6
I
foot?
need the 6 feet.
What about you? I know you do.
Yeah, I'm 5'7", so
yeah.
6 foot and up. I gotta, in my heels, you gotta be taller than me. So.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, 6 foot and up.
Okay. What about you?
Sorry, just before I answer. So what if you like married a guy who was like
I'm
smaller
not
than
gonna lie. I do look at it a different type of way because I'm a small petite woman. You're a woman.
you?
And
One, not plural.
I don't like it. Like a lot of the guys that I did date would be perfect as far as like what I would want in a man, but then I'll be like walking with him and he's my size, and then it's like,
Yeah,
but
ain't
you're
gonna
my
work.
man,
That ain't gonna
and
work.
it's like.
I hate
So you
that.
would date a guy who's like
But if you're
smaller.
taller than me, like my favorite ex is 5'4".
Oh,
And
whoa.
I'm 5'2", so it's like you still taller than me, so I could still look at you as a man. You act like a man. You
Okay.
respect me like you a man. So I
So
don't look
5'4"
at
and
it
up,
no
guys.
different.
Anybody watching?
Really?
Yeah. So what height do you prefer, man?
So I just like them small as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
As small as possible.
Small as bro. I fucking date a midget, bro. That shit sounds hot as fuck. Man.
What about
Oh
you?
my God.
What about you, bro?
Kinky ass.
I mean, the smaller the
Pornhub
better.
for a
Yeah.
reason.
Smaller the better?
5'5", 5'2". Yeah, smaller the better.
What about you?
Let's say between 5'6" and 5'8".
5'6" and 5'8".
Yeah.
That's different. That's like
That's what I'm used to.
specific.
Yeah.
That's specific. All right. Now I need to know. Do you all prefer a gym person? We'll start with you this time. Does she need to go to the gym?
Yeah. Keep yourself up. You know what I'm saying?
What about you? Does she need to go to the gym?
Definitely yes.
Yeah, I
Gotta
would
go-
say jump in the gym. Yep.
Does she gotta go to the gym? Or does he gotta go to the gym?
I mean, no, but don't be just running around like a slob,
Okay.
Care about something, like care enough to walk.
To
you
do
know?
some physical
Not
activity?
You
enough
gotta
to
try.
Okay.
I ain't gonna force you.
Does he need to go to the gym?
He just needs to, keep
Be
it healthy,
physical.
be fit. I
Okay.
don't really care how you do it.
Okay. Does he need to go to the gym?
Absolutely.
Yes. Does he need to go to the gym?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We got some gym lovers. I think everybody here was saying that they really want physical something. All right. So now I want to know income preferred. Give me a number. We'll start with you this time. 50K, 100K, 75K? Like, what's the minimum that's like okay for you? He might be watching. You might have like your dream guy who's 6 foot tall and makes whatever you're about to say.
She trying to go back to Egypt.
Yeah.
They gonna say I'm a
Come on.
gold digger.
No, you're not. Hey, everybody's allowed to have their preference.
Come
If a guy wants a
That's
girl a
okay.
certain age and a weight and a certain weight, that's his preference. If you have a
Exactly.
preference, what's
Yeah.
your preference? It's
That's
fine.
factual.
I have to say a number.
Yeah.
400,000.
400,000.
Yeah, and so that is a top that is top 1%. Like so yeah, that's like really good, honestly. Like good, like that's some crazy goal to have.
She needs
What about
5
you?
trips to Egypt a year.
It's gotta be equal or more than me. So since I'm trying to be a nurse, it's gotta be at least 60 to 100K.
60 to
60 to
100K.
100.
What about you?
I would say same, like 65 to 100K.
What about you?
I'm not gonna lie.
20.
Homeless.
I mean, honestly, I've never sat up and thought, oh hell yeah, he gotta make 20K to fuck with me or
That's 'cause she young.
anything. Like, you doing your part in your life enough, I'm not in your pockets. If I don't have to question how much money you making and I'm good, you good, we good.
So we'll just say like 50K.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
What?
said 20K.
Go ahead,
I
what?
just want
Okay,
to make sure you
I
really
will
meant
say
20K.
this though. To
Yeah, go ahead and clean it up.
Hey, before you
Yeah,
before you
I'm-
say that, have
I'm
you
not
met a
gonna
bunch
cl-
of men who made that?
Yeah, I actually have. So I'm not gonna clean my answer up because I'm stand by the answer. But the reason why I stand by the answer is because I'm not getting in a serious relationship until I make that type of money. That's why I'm working on myself to get that type of
Why
bread.
do you need that?
Because it's why not?
You're a woman. You don't have to be the provider. Why would you need that to be
Because I
necessary?
want it for myself. It has nothing to do with him.
You want it
So
for
do you
yourself.
re-
Why?
Yeah.
Do you realize if you made that much,
Yeah.
the type of men you would be dealing with? Okay.
Go ahead.
Go
say
explain, like,
it.
Pete, why don't you explain
You
to
might
her
be
a little bit?
You would
hey,
still want a
listen, you
guy-
might be teaching me some games, so go ahead, tell me something.
You're
still want a guy
cutting
that's
off your
smart.
nose by saying you want to have that much because
Yeah.
you won't date down. If you make 400,000,
That's the point.
but you're going to be date looking for it's half of
It's
But
1%.
it's like I already-
1%
it's-
is
yeah,
that.
But this is the thing. I'm already around people who make the type of money anyway.
But do they want to marry you?
I don't want to marry them.
But when you're ready, they won't want you then
Why wouldn't they want me then?
because you.
I don't want them.
Here,
so
hold
why
on,
would it
hold on, hold on,
matter?
hold on, hold on.
I don't want them.
Here,
though.
no, I'm about to explain to you
But that's
why.
right
Okay,
now.
that is a top 1% earner. Okay, a
Right.
guy who's in the top 1%. Okay,
Right.
if he is making $400,000 a year,
Mhm.
how old are you going to be when you're going to be making that?
Shit, it might be the next week, next tomorrow.
And how old are you right now?
I'm 24.
Okay, do you realize that a guy who's in the top 1% making
Mhm.
$400,000 a year, he's gonna get the best, most beautiful girl he
Mhm.
can get,
Exactly.
and
Mhm.
guys want young. So
Right.
like, I make
So
in the
basically,
high.
my time is ticking.
I make in the high 6 figures, and I went and chose a 23-year-old. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just explaining to you that guys who make that kind of money,
Mhm.
they're gonna go down to a girl that doesn't have any. Like, they don't want to argue with a girl that makes
They're
$400,000
not going to
a year.
negotiate with
Because
you.
a girl
They're
who
not
makes
gonna
hold on,
negotiate
because
with
a girl with a $400,000
Uh-huh.
a year job, she's gonna be extremely masculine. She's gonna
Exactly.
have tons of traits
Facts.
that make her super
Facts.
unattractive to a man.
Facts.
A guy wants to take care of a girl. Y'all, every
I don't
woman
agree
today,
with
hold on.
that.
Every girl today thinks that guys want some equal, that like they want somebody that's like, oh, we're gonna be a power couple and
No.
both make the same thing. That is the opposite of what a
Absolutely
real
not.
man, especially a man that makes $400,000 a year, that is the opposite of what
got
he
a
fucking
question
But
wants.
this
for
is
her.
the thing.
Opposite.
Hold on,
I got a
before you-
question.
Before you ask that question, I don't disagree with you. The reason I say it is because there's women in my family who make that type of money. Their men make more than them, and they're still in their feminine energy. I only see that based off what I see. My family comes from Nigeria. My uncle owns an oil company. I see it.
How many men on this planet own oil companies?
But this is the thing.
Baby girl, you're setting yourself up for a 0.0001%
not.
lifestyle.
No,
I
I'm
don't.
not.
I'm trying to figure out what are you missing by not having the
that much.
400K.
Yeah, that's
It's not a necessity.
Like, how does that make your
Like, it's not
relationship
like
better?
I have to have 400K, but I want to be well established for my own self.
So
Period.
My last
Yeah, but
Who
question.
don't
real
want to
quick,
be
I
a
got a question
millionaire
for you.
though?
Well,
Like,
I'm
you know what I'm
saying,
saying?
but she could be.
I'm not
Like,
saying that
be for
because
real.
I'm not saying to say that I want to do that so I can attract a certain type of man, but I want to be in a certain position to where if I do attract that certain type of man, that if something were to happen, I'm able to hold my own. That makes sense.
So
I got-
Peace, I have a question for you. I
Mhm.
know that you said that you're traditional earlier and you're Nigerian. So are you opposed to having an arranged marriage where somebody who is in the sphere of oil, doing oil in Nigeria, he has a son, he says, hey, we want you to marry this guy. Is that something that you would be looking forward to?
I've actually gotten asked that before, and
Okay.
I declined.
So you wouldn't marry a guy based off of like your parents saying, "Hey, this is a
No.
good guy and he has money." Okay.
No, because I don't want to be miserable.
Are
and
you
with rich.
okay with
Mhm.
getting that but never getting married and down alone, or would you give up to be
I
with a
act-
man for the money? If you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
I'm not getting the vibe that she's doing it to find a guy. I think she's
Exactly.
doing it to feel more
No, I'm asking
comfortable
if
in
she
her
had to pick
relationship
one.
if she does
Thank
have the guy.
you.
But
Thank you.
my thing is like, why does that make you feel more comfortable? Is it because
You would
for
emasculate
me,
him.
what it tells
I'm
to
not,
me,
though.
You would
from
emasculate a man.
tell me
you
if
make
I'm
that.
right though. Tell me if I'm right. And like,
Okay.
because what it sounds to me is when you say that, it sounds like you feel like you're gonna be like less than the guy, like he's gonna look less upon you if
No,
he's
it's not that.
making more money than you are.
It's because of where I came from. It's so much pressure. I have so much on the daily from all my side. Like, there's no baby mamas on my dad's side of the family. Everybody's married. Everybody's established. Everybody has houses. Everybody's well. So it's like they're looking at me like. So it's like been instilled in my brain since young to like be a high achiever. But this is the thing: the women that are high achievers in my family, they still get taken care of, and it's not a she does more than him or she's emasculating him. Because I see it. It's not like that. It's not like she's emasculating him. She actually takes. They have maids too, but she takes care of the household. It's a traditional Nigerian family. Like it's. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I seen it work, so I feel like it could.
So if he's making 400K and you're only making, you meet him, you're
Mhm.
only making like 60K, you're gonna turn him down?
No, I'm not gonna turn him down. It just depends on how he
Okay.
treats me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not
Oh,
thinking.
so it
So
doesn't matter.
The reason why we were
doesn't, but it's like,
confused
it
because you
matters to
said
me.
the reason why we're confused because you said if he's making that much, like I need to
Uh-huh.
make sure I'm making that much.
No, it's
Like
not.
that's a whole
What
different
she
thing than
said.
what you just said.
I didn't
just
say
now.
it like that. I kind of said it like
You did.
I kind of said it like this. Like if I'm
It sounds
I'm
like you
gonna-
want a guy to just motivate you to go harder.
yeah,
That's
kind of
what it
like that. But it's like I kind of wanna for myself. I want to be in a certain like what's it called?
If he's making
Tax
400K, your
tax
money don't
bracket.
matter
Yeah.
though.
She got her own goals.
Yeah,
That's
it's not-
what
it's
I
not
see.
really
She
about
has
the
her
man.
own goals. It's like people all have their own goals that they want to meet before they actually get into a relationship with somebody, just based off of people have doubts and shame and all this stuff that they're
Is it a
trying to
goal or
fix in
requirement for
I
you?
mean, but she doesn't need 400K
It's not-
in order
it's
to
not-
Yeah,
to
I
have that
get
life.
what y'all
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
asking. Is
I
it
mean,
goal
that's the
requirement?
But that's
thing,
like
like,
a
She's doing it
goal.
for like a personal goal.
That was
not,
a random
not
Hey,
number.
one mic,
off the
one mic,
question.
one mic,
Yeah.
one mic.
I think the 400K was a random number off the question, and she just has her own goals. Like she wants to start her fashion business and actually be successful in that before she wants to pursue a relationship with a man, which is
Well, she could do that,
understandable
but
for me.
she put the 400K out there.
Because it was
So-
a question.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
part of the I guess like the where y'all guys aren't meeting each other,
Uh-huh.
what Peace is saying is, hey, as far as my priorities are concerned, I want to be successful, whatever that number looks like, and then I want to chase
Thank
the
you.
relationship, right?
Thank
But
you.
what the guys are saying is, okay, that's fine, but
Mhm.
once you've met your goal of being successful, and then you decide for relationships, you're gonna exit yourself out of the market. You're gonna price
Yes,
yourself
right.
out
that's
of the
what I'm
market. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
like at the very
So
beginning,
guys
you
are
were trying.
talking-
At the very beginning, you were trying to say, I really want to listen to y'all if y'all have a game. That's the biggest game we're trying to explain to you is
Mhm.
that like once you get to that point, if that's really your goal, you're
Yeah.
literally checking yourself out of the market. All the guys that you really want, they're gonna be wanting completely different things. And like
Right.
women are very confused today, and
Mhm.
you're like, oh, if I'm making this much, I'm gonna find a guy who wants the same thing. That's not what guys are actually looking like. You're thinking what you're using your sexual strategy because what are you looking for? You want that guy who makes 400K, and you're thinking, oh, that's what he wants too. But that's what you're thinking.
But it's the thing, if along the way of me trying to get to that goal, I meet somebody who's I think that's the love of my life, I'm not gonna stop it because I'm not where I'm at. That
Yeah.
makes
Well, see,
sense.
that's what guys want to hear though. Like
Yeah.
you got to lead with that. So like
Mm.
as far as game is concerned, what a lot of girls kind of do is the one or the other. I'm gonna chase my fame or I'm gonna chase the guy.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to learn how to walk.
That's
and
why I
chew
asked you
gum
the
at
question.
same
If you had to
time.
pick
So-
one, which one would you pick?
I would
Yeah.
say the biggest thing is if you get a guy like that and you end up making more money and stuff, like don't
Mhm.
switch up on him.
Right.
You know, don't be like out of the house 24/7. He's gonna
Right.
be like, damn, that's not the girl I wanted.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah.
So what you really want to do is what like Sue Young be doing at the donut shop. And you know what I mean by that. What they do is they say, look, I'm gonna get this guy. He might be making 50K. He might be making 60K. Right. but I'm still gonna do school. He's gonna support me as he's making his money. And by the time he's actually up, whether you get up or not, he's still supporting you, and you guys are
Right.
both in love. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's walking and chewing gum at the same time, as opposed to saying I'm a tell every guy no until I make this bag.
No, it's
By
not
the
like
time
that.
dude's
I
gonna
don't
tell you
tell them
no.
that. Like even now, like I'm still talking to dudes, but I'm still like I even let people know like that I'm talking to like this is where my focus is at. Like I'm not all the way focused, but if like you were to come around and change like my mindset or do something and make me be like, okay, I could still focus on you and my goals, and yes, but no one has
I got
given
one
me
question
that.
for you. Is your settling down a more or less your age, or is you settling down a person?
What do you mean, like
Like when you're ready to settle down, is it more or less an age you have to hit or a person you have to meet?
a person at the meet?
Okay, so you settle down right now if you met the right person.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would.
Would his money factor into that?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd make a big deal. Here, let me read the $5 that was above Joshua's. There was another one above that. Scroll up. Joe Cole, or no, there was the other one, Blaze Lightyear. Would the ladies spend their life savings on a lotto ticket hoping to hit a jackpot? That's what it sounds like when they describe the man they want. So, ladies, if you had to run the lotto for your life savings, would you do it? Would you?
No.
No, no.
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 Well, that's what it sounds like you are doing. All right, Joe Cole says, question for the panel. Do you think that people in the Black community take relationships and marriage serious as other communities?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Marriage
No.
serious?
I would say yes.
No.
I would
It
say
depends.
yes.
It
Say
really
yes,
just
too.
depends. I think it really just depends.
If you run down the
Like-
numbers, it shows we don't.
Are you saying like black women, do they want to date more than
He's
other
saying,
races,
do
or-
you think that the people in the Black community take relationships and marriage serious as other communities? I think Hispanics take it super serious, and then like there's just every culture is different.
Yeah, the culture.
But
yeah.
I don't know. Well, but yeah,
I would-
As
JR.
a
I mean,
culture,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
want
I got
JR's
I got an
input
answer
on
for
this.
that. I mean,
yeah,
I want-
yeah. What's your stance on this, bro? What do you think?
I'm gonna say that it's probably situational. For some folks, it's gonna be about experience, and then for other people, they're gonna look at the stats because they don't see it. So I think it's just really hard to gauge. In my experience, I do see a lot of people that are married, but they're not happily married. So I think that's the difference.
That is true. Yeah. Joshua Frick also said a recent study says once you go over $70,000 per year and plus necessities covered, health insurance, etc., happiness levels don't increase. So yes,
I've
gold
heard
digger.
that. I've heard that over 10 years ago. I heard that over like 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, that is true. So wait, guys, I need to know, what income are y'all preferring for women? What do you want?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care what she
know?
makes at all?
Yeah, you could become honestly if I knew like you just came out of like your parents' crib and like you don't even have a job yet. For some reason, like I said, man, that's kind of sexy to me. I don't know what it is. Like, hey, man,
I agree. It's just
fucking-
guys like
yeah,
women with
we gonna
experience.
take over together. Yeah,
Well-
let me show you this world of money. Let me
Yeah,
show
we want to be
Yeah.
Aladdin. We want to show them the world.
Whole new
But-
world.
It might sound crazy, man, but I prefer her not to be extremely high earner because, like you said, it comes with masculine traits, and I've experienced that dealing with girls before. So the younger the better, the lower the income the better. I know all that sounds horribly bad, but like you said, we looking for different things in the sexes. I want a younger, less experienced girl. So as long as she working and stay busy, I don't want her to be out here trying to kill it and make all these big bucks because she gonna come with bad traits.
Okay. All right, and now I want to know, very social, or are you a homebody? Like, are you the type where you're going out all the time, or do you like to stay at home and do Netflix and chill? We'll start with you this time, man.
Like in general, like
Yeah, like what are
homebody?
you doing most? Are you usually outside like every weekend, or are you always home chilling?
That's a good question. I'd say during the week I'm usually home, but on the weekend I'll be outside.
Okay.
I'll be outside.
What about you, man?
I'm outside every day.
What about you, man?
I'm gonna say I'm in the house working a lot, but I do think it's very crucial to have that outside time. So I mean, at any given moment during the week, we can turn up.
Okay. And do you always go out with your girl, or do you go out by yourself too?
It's usually kind of both.
Either way.
Yeah. Sometimes with the guys and sometimes with her.
Okay. What about you? Very social or homebody?
I would say I'm a homebody.
Homebody, Netflix. What about you?
I'm very social. Love to go outside. So
Okay. What about you?
I'm very social too.
Very social. What about you?
I'm a homebody.
Homebody. Man, everybody's different on this panel.
I'm like a homebody, but if I got a girl beside me, like she just makes me want to go outside.
I want to
know
say
what that
though,
is,
I
but-
disagree with what you said. But like, the more money she makes, she come with like less attractive
I
traits or
disagree with that,
something
too.
like
Of
that.
course
Like,
y'all would.
what does that? What does that have to? Do you think do you think that that's your own insecurities?
Not at all.
Or
It's,
the
it, it,
woman, like, what are those traits that come with a overly masculine woman?
it is proven that when women make a lot of money, they have to
Mhm.
be A-type personality, driven, ambitious, relentless, don't take no for an answer.
Negotiation, good
Yeah,
negotiator.
all these traits are very, very masculine things. Being soft, sweet, feminine, submissive, those are feminine things.
That's
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite. If you do that at work all day for 8, 12, 16 hours a day to make whatever much money you make, when you come home, you're not going to turn that off that easy. A-type personalities
I
cannot
agree.
turn it off. They
I
can't turn
agree.
it off. My oldest sister's one. She makes 6 figures. She's
But-
divorced. You can't turn it off. Like, so I wouldn't want. I know already that's going into a buzzsaw. So I wouldn't even want to deal with a woman who at 35 I wouldn't want to deal with it.
I would say I
you go, yeah.
disagree just
Yeah.
because, just speaking from his experience, just because I say like my mom has always been the breadwinner.
Mhm.
I would say if anything,
But
it
she
makes
let your dad lead, and your mom doesn't sound masculine.
No,
Your-
no,
and your
but
mom
I'm
was raised in a different
saying-
generation too.
Exactly.
The women
That generation,
today
yeah.
are not your
But
mother.
I'm saying,
That
like,
is-
if anything, I feel like it kind of makes a man feel more masculine because it's like, okay, financially, you can't bring as much bread to the table. So what else are you doing? You have to be fixing stuff. You have to be really the man of the house. Like, you have to really carry your weight in a manly kind of way to make up for that financial deficit. That's how I view it, at least. So
Women-
like, it's like almost like, okay, yeah, I can carry more weight financially, but we're still meeting the goals we need to. But then you as a man, oh my God, you fixing my car. I ain't got to worry about, I ain't got to touch a car. I ain't got to do none of that. Like,
I
got
a
little stuff,
story to tell about
pipe
this,
broke.
if I
Okay,
can.
you got it. Like, it's still like a good balance, I think, personally.
I dated this girl one time. It was actually my relationship I was telling you at the beginning, like 2 years. So she was like my manager, right? So I started working at the job. We started talking at the job or whatever. And so she's like making more money than me type shit. And it was a very, very toxic dynamic, because at the job, it would be like, hey, Melvin, I need you to do this, I need you to do this. And for me, it's like, bro, I was just dogging you out 3 hours ago. I had my hands around your neck. I was coming in your pussy. You telling me what to do right now? It didn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And like, and to her, it didn't make sense either because she knows like I'm not gonna listen to what she says. Not because she's a girl or anything, but it's just like, I'm kind of the leader in this relationship, so it was kind of like we're playing pretend at work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Because
doesn't work,
So
man.
it does. It's very confusing. So when you're at home and it's the same thing, like she's making more money than you, or she's making a lot of money, still has that personality. Like, oh, I need you to do what I say. Some days she would come to work and just like she knows, like she has to tell me something. She knows I'm not gonna listen, but she like be super aggressive about it. Like, you got to do this. Put her fist on the table. I've just started laughing. Like, why are you putting your fist on the table? It's not a big deal. But like, so it's just, I can imagine living with somebody in that situation. It's just trying to switch this mode of like boss mode and switching to submissive
turn
mode
it
back
off.
and forth. It's
Can't
too
turn it off.
much.
But I think
Yeah.
it depends on the woman. Like, I just don't want y'all to
I
like
agree.
categorize all women in
Thank
that
you.
aspect, because especially like my mom being a Christian woman, just really believing, okay, this is my man, this is the man of the house. It don't matter what she does, and she's always gonna be financially liberated because growing up she didn't have nothing, so she was the first of her family to come up at all. So she's
Yeah.
always gonna stand.
I've
on
just
that,
noticed
and,
it's really stressful for a lot of girls.
Do you?
But see, for her, it's
personally,
not. She loves it. Like, she's always, again, I think that's the problem a lot now is people always go looking for relationships in love based off of financials. Like,
I agree.
sometimes you got to factor that
Women
out.
do
and,
that,
you
not
know,
us.
Yeah, I don't think
Well,
I don't
think
push that
y'all
money
do.
at all. To be
I mean,
honest,
y'all
I
don't
find it
because y'all
fascinating.
are
Y'all do that.
so big on, I'm going to take care of
We
everything.
have to
And
be
like
the
guys, like
provider.
I completely agree with her. Like everything she's talking about her mom. This was somebody a couple generations before this. What you're talking about, you're so right. But guess what? Right now, that's
Doesn't
not how it
exist.
is.
Doesn't
That's
exist.
not women
Yeah,
today.
it doesn't
Like that's
exist.
great that you love talking about your mom, and I bet she is an amazing Christian, good woman. But that is not women today. Like,
No,
and
yeah,
you might
not
be
today.
good because you were raised by a really good person. Most people were not raised in 2-parent households today.
Yes.
Most people were not raised by good Christian families.
Yes.
But props to you for being raised well.
Yeah,
But
and I'm-
but we're giving dating advice to majority of men. Majority of men ain't dealing with women like that.
No.
Yeah.
Majority of men are not.
and I
Your-
don't know
your
if your mom
mother's
was going out
exception.
to the club on the weekends, girls'
Nah,
nights,
I'm scared because
while in a relationship.
And guys,
I'm definitely make my bread.
so I want to know, the person you're dating, are they allowed to have friends of the opposite sex? We'll start with you, man. Is a girl that you're dating, is she allowed to have guy friends?
I mean, kind of seeing this girl a little bit. She's got a friend, but he's like queer or whatever.
So that's
I
okay
don't
if they're
really
gay.
count that. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you're sucking dick at some point in your life, I'm like, you ain't an issue, bro.
Okay. And what about you? Do you care if she has friends of the opposite sex?
Are we dating seriously or what?
Dating. Seriously, yeah.
No.
No. Well, is your girl allowed to have guys that are as friends?
I would say if they old friends is good, but new friends no.
Yeah. And what about you? Can he have girlfriends?
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Like, if during a relationship he formed them, no, but before me, then that's fine.
Okay. What about you?
Same, yes, just no new friends.
Okay. What about you?
That's a hard question for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But
Everybody's giving like
it
the same
gotta
answers
be,
almost.
It gotta be genuine friendships. Like, yeah, no new friends.
Okay. What about you?
No, I won't tell him like if he already got a friend, I won't tell him like unless I find out something, because I do know I've heard a thing that like men and women can't be platonic friends because men want sex. He
Exactly.
says it all on
I
this
disagree.
podcast.
Yeah,
Men
yeah.
want
True.
sex. Like no matter how much we try to be naive and think, oh, we friends. No. Dudes accept the friend zone from us because they want more.
Do you got
So
older
it's
brothers?
like, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's just like we know what it is. We ignore it until we can't.
I would also say, like, I don't think a lot of guys like necessarily want more. It's just like if you gave them the option, they'd be like, yeah, why say no? You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
I see it as
Why?
like if a man, because when a man approaches a woman, it's not to be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like a man will be your friend with the potential of, okay, well, maybe if I be such a good friend or I help her out so much. Or
He's
I
an
pay her
orbiter.
Yeah.
You
Beta
know,
orbiter.
Well,
it's always something that they
I disagree.
want.
that sense there I would disagree with. Like, I don't have a problem if I approach a girl and then, like, she's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling you. I would still be cool with being friends because I'm thinking, well, maybe your friends want to fuck me. You know what I'm saying? So like it could work in that favor. Like, I think a lot of girls kind of think that, like, oh, he only wants to fuck me. Guys, like, there's a saying in this book, I think it's called The Female Brain by like Leanne MD or something like that. Like, guys are gas pedals, girls are brakes. You know what I'm saying? So like, guys, if you say no, that's fine. Like, we'll figure out how to work this situation and to get me laid somehow. You know what I'm saying? So if that means I got to friend zone you to have sex with somebody else, that's fine.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do any of you guys agree with that?
Yeah. No.
Disagree?
Yeah. No. I totally get
I
that.
And
feel
I'm
like-
interested in what she's trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, she said
So
she
I
disagree.
actually have like two really close good guy friends, and our friendships, it never, like, from the moment I met them, it was never sexual. But then I only speak for myself because I set boundaries with everybody. I let everybody know from the jump like what I want from them. So I actually played a prank on one of my guy friends to see if he really was my
What was the
friend.
prank?
You
What was
didn't
the
do
prank?
it, did
She
you?
didn't do it the
So-
right
She
way.
did that.
She didn't do it the right way. If you offer
see
to
it.
open your legs up to him, they're both gonna say yeah.
I want to know what she
That's
did.
cap.
What was the
Yeah,
prank?
yeah,
What
I
was the
know
prank?
you're bullying.
Anyway,
What was the prank? What was the
the
prank?
prank was I think I saw it on Twitter. It was my birthday, and he knew I was gonna get drunk, like fucked up. So I got I played like I got super fucked up before I actually got fucked up, and I called him telling him I wanted to fuck him and I loved him and I've been wanting him this whole time.
No, he knew that.
This man called me and said, "Who are you okay? Like, this is not no." Like, he shut it down every time. He was like, "No, you're
Oh,
drunk."
that was a
And he
weak
hung up.
ass prank.
It was too extreme.
I
It was
think
too
guys
extreme.
can tell
Yeah.
very quickly if
Yeah.
it's for real or not.
Yeah.
Like we can
Yeah.
tell very
was
for
too
real
extreme.
if it is or
Yeah.
not.
Wait, so he said no to you? There had to been some sort of situation in the way that would have, been an
No.
issue.
Nah,
for
like
him.
I'm telling you, she just didn't do it good enough. I'm
I
telling
did.
you,
I
there's
promise
no
you I
way a
did.
She
girl
made,
could
she
do
made
it
it
good
too
enough.
extreme. He
No,
knew
I
it.
didn't. I
He knew it.
promise
You
you
did
I
it on
did.
you did it
Here,
on
hold on.
purpose.
Hold on,
Okay.
Joshua Frick. Ladies, ask any exotic dancer. It's not just her looks; it's her mouthpiece. Sweet talk and making a man feel some type of way. Every dancer knows a boss chick is broke chick in a gentleman's club. Okay.
Simp.
Yeah. All right. So now I want to know, how do y'all source who you're dating? We'll start with you this time. Like, do guys hit you up through Instagram the most, dating apps, or real life, like cold approach? Like, how would you say most guys, like the guys that you actually are somewhat interested in, how do they usually contact you?
Outside. I mean,
Outside.
Instagram, of course, that's a lot of traffic, but I don't really like meeting people from Instagram because sometimes texting may be different than their ambiance. in
You like
person.
real life stuff?
Yeah. I
Okay.
do.
What about you?
Mainly through Instagram.
Instagram? Okay. What about you?
Outside in public.
Outside? What about you?
Instagram.
Instagram. And guys, Instagram, dating apps, or cold approach, which one do you do the most?
I'd say I probably do approaching more, but I think I probably have more success over like Tinder and shit like that. It's just less work, you know what I'm saying? It's just passive.
It's easier to do multiple too, all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't put any effort into it. Just, oh, bling. Oh, what you up to?
It's easier.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
My absolute favorite is cold approaching. I love meeting women in person because they get your energy much better. You can't if I hit you up online, you don't really know how I'm saying those words.
Exactly.
But when I'm
They
standing
don't
in
know the
front,
vibe.
when I'm standing in front of you, you can see my smile, you can smell me, I can shake your hand, and you can feel how all that means something. So yeah, it's much better in
I
person.
heavily agree with you, man. How do you usually do it?
I'm gonna say in person, but you can't help but to understand what's happening right now. So I'm pretty sure if you do get hit up in your DMs, you find a way to be able to see each other, whether it be flying to their city or either whether y'all in the same city and y'all meet up. So it's still the same thing. I don't do day naps. I've never done a day nap. I think
Yeah, me neither.
people that resort to day naps is just
Lazy.
yeah.
Hey man, come on. Well, it is lazy.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
ain't gonna lie.
because you gotta understand, I mean, with social media as far as Instagram and mostly Instagram and Facebook, but mostly Instagram, it's just common right now. If you actually set up a profile on a dating app, you either trying to fuck or you looking for love. And people that's looking for love on the dating app, I just can't rock with it.
Not
Man.
gonna
Like,
find it.
get your ass out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Get boots to the ground and go out there and see what's going on. Have a conversation. Talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't take the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that my longest relationships with women have been like girls who are, like on Tinder and they just kind of like smash the first night. And it's just kind of like
Well, it's because of genuine
Usually-
desire. When you have genuine
Yeah.
desire for somebody, those are always the best relationships. Like some guys are ridiculous because they'll have sex with a girl on the first time. They're like, "Oh, she's a hoe. I'm never talking to her again."
That's
And it's like
wild.
that girl really liked you. Like she
Yeah.
liked you so much, she actually let you smash the first night. Like yeah, she might have done that for a few other guys, but she actually has genuine desire for you. She actually has
Yeah.
genuine desire. So I mean,
Yeah.
I
I've-
feel
yeah,
like
I
I've
mean,
only
you never
had-
know. You never fucking know.
I feel like Tinder is strictly for fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like-
all
For-
I've
I think
heard,
for
so I've never
y'all-
done
I
it.
think
But
for
yeah,
y'all it is,
it's strictly.
Because y'all, Tinder is basically just dick dash for women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can literally just
You-
hit a nigga up and be like, hey.
Well,
you know,
it's
what
a
are we doing
buffet.
this
It's
time?
whatever flavor you want too.
Yeah, literally.
I mean,
for us, we got to put in some sort of work or some sort of game or whatever, but y'all just, hey, pull
You
up.
say that, but y'all pick who fucks. So if you say
Exactly.
Tinder's just
No,
for
but
fucking,
I've-
that means the women are
Yeah,
picking
but
who's
that's
fucking.
what I'm saying. I've never downloaded because literally I have friends and everything. When I've heard from it, it's like, oh, this guy's look good. We're gonna fuck.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
girls don't
Every
have
time
to
I've
use
heard of it, it's
dating
been
apps.
like
If
that.
you're
Yeah.
if you're a pretty girl, why do you have to use a dating app? You have so
Yeah.
many guys already approaching you. There's no reason. That's why I think that the girls on dating apps are useless
It's the
because
leftovers.
they're the leftovers. They are. They're the
Yeah.
leftovers. They're the girls that nobody
Yikes.
else wants,
Y'all finna
and
make
that's
some
why they're
people
using it.
mad.
My
Hey, it's just the truth.
My
I'm sorry.
wildest experience. This is my first experience seeing Tinder from a female's perspective. It was like this girl hit me up like maybe like 12 a.m. in the morning, right? And she's like, yo, what you up to right now? Like, I'm drunk. And like when I'm drunk, sometimes I just want to fuck a random person. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm coming over. So like I came over, right? And she's because I put like BDSM on my profile. I'm into that. So sometimes girls will be like, yeah, let me
Immediately.
fucking obliterate me tonight. So like
Oh my God.
so I pulled up and like, you know, we're doing our thing or whatever. But like as we're doing it, right, her Tinder is going off, bro. It's still like with messages from niggas, bro. I'm like, geez, how did I even get into this room?
See,
You know
to
what
me,
I'm
like all
saying?
that is. See, that's why I don't use dating. It's all super disgusting. Like I think there's a lot of weird people out here who like putting their dick
Yeah.
in the same hole as other people. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's with a condom or whatever. It's not cool to me at all. It's actually the opposite. It's super disgusting. I'd rather have one solid girl that I'm always fucking, and like that feels super clean and awesome to me.
That's the
Like,
way to do
I
it.
don't
Love
have
it.
to
Super
worry
Super
about
heavy
it.
on the
Awesome.
clean. Heavy
Yes,
on the
sir.
clean.
Yeah.
That's the way
Yeah.
to
All right,
do
so
it.
now I want to know, guys, are y'all looking for a guy with a savings? Does he need to have a 401k, IRA, HSA, any type of savings? We'll start with you this time. Does he need to have a savings?
I swear to God, I don't give a fuck about it.
All right, so when you're
I like
60,
her,
so
man.
when
She's
you're
real.
60, you're okay with still working when you're 60 years old?
No. Like, it's just like, okay, ask me the question one more time.
Does he need to have a 401k, IRA, HSA,
Like,
a savings
are we
account?
dating? Did I just meet him? Like,
This is
what's-
somebody like this is your preference, somebody that you would seriously date.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Definitely have something
Needs to be
like
prepared for y'all's
saved
future.
up. I mean, I don't think that far ahead. I
Yeah.
do live in it now, especially like in relationships. I'm not trying to count a man's pockets just to see, oh, what you got saved? What's up with you?
It's just a big
Like-
deal though, because today, like when our parents retire right now, they need about $1.5 million to be able to retire right now. In 20 years, our generation is gonna need 3 million.
Wow.
3 million. And how many people do you know are already starting on that? Already at a quarter million or something? Not a lot. Most people aren't maxing their 401k. To be able to get to that 3 mil, you got to be maxing your 401k right now and maxing an IRA to be able to get to that 3 million. Most people aren't doing
my
it.
brain hurts.
I'm sorry. But yeah, for you, do you need him to have savings, 401k,
I
IRA,
think it
HSA?
does matter. I'm trying to build generational wealth. You know, I'm trying to make sure my kids are straight, my kids
And
are
so you're not
straight.
working
so
at
it's like
60.
if I'm taking you serious, we thinking about that. You know,
Yeah.
we got to talk about it.
Good. And y'all need to start talking about it on fucking first 3 or 4 days.
I'm telling you.
So what about you? Does he need to have that?
I would say absolutely. That's a must. That's important.
Okay. What about you?
I agree. I'll just put a little story in. My grandfather, he bought land in Highland Park. He bought land in a couple places, and the only reason my mom had somewhere to lay her head is because my grandfather bought land. So imagine if he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things matter. I think.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. What about you, man? Do you care if the girl has any type of savings or not really?
I'd say I would, yeah. You know, to make sure she's like, it just shows how kind of responsible she is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very rare.
Yeah. It's
What
kinda
about you,
off-putting
man?
if she has nothing.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, most women rely on their mans for
Yeah.
retirement. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I care. I mean, I think she should have something because I have a daughter, so I would tell her to make sure she has something just in case.
No, that's really good. I have a daughter too, man. I didn't know that about you. That's really cool.
Yeah, because if some shit goes wrong, she's gonna come to you to solve her shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That happened to me one time. It was wild.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I didn't know we was talking about like actual husband material type. I'm
Well, just
thinking we're talking about
serious.
dating. You know,
Serious.
some
That's why I was
big
saying
Yeah.
serious.
That's
so
why I was
serious.
asking you
Oh,
earlier.
okay,
like,
okay. So
You
let
gotta
me
change
go
your answer
back.
then.
Yeah, let me go back. If we are seriously dating, I do want a man that is
Focus on the future.
taking care of the home, paying all the bills, the conservative way. And I do think he should definitely be thinking about our kids, definitely that generational wealth and land. Just like you said, that's like the most important thing. Just having somewhere for like, okay, we dead and gone. I don't want my kids to be homeless in the future because somebody sold one of our houses.
Yeah.
Like in situations like that do come up. So I do think it is important to speak on when the time comes.
So with that being said, I know earlier you said you didn't care about money and he can make 20K.
Okay.
So he ain't got no savings with no 20K.
Okay, so we thinking about a man now. We not talking about a nigga. We talking about a man.
Before she's like, I'll fuck whatever, nigga.
She just trying to get another $300
I
check.
don't really be so big on dating. Like
She's been celibate for 3 years, but she don't care about any of those guys, y'all.
But now all of a sudden she want to come back with it.
Yeah, because now I got to get my mindset in the we're actually dating. We're trying to be something.
Women so confused today because they don't normally date anymore.
I'm telling you, society makes it like that, but
it's not society's fault.
It's men's fault.
It's society.
I think
like
it's
the
both.
music we listen to, even the stuff we see on social media makes it like normalized for a woman to get a Chanel bag, and we think, oh, I can't date no man that ain't buying me Chanel.
Yeah, that's fact.
So it's like, how are we supposed to know how to date in a new world that's so different from the world that we grew up in?
You got to pull yourself out the matrix. Shout out to Andrew Tate.
And it's easier said than done though, because it could be like you want a man to provide money for you, but then if he's providing money for you, is he providing loyalty as well? But then it's like, if he's providing loyalty, he might not have that much money, so it's always gonna be a compromise.
Yeah. Women have to choose whether they're gonna have the broke guy that's gonna cheat on them, or the rich guy's gonna cheat on them.
Exactly. So then, if that's the case, rich nigga ain't figure that's my type.
I don't believe all men cheat though.
I agree with you. I don't think all men
definitely
cheat
don't.
either, but I think it's gonna be harder and harder to find a high value guy that makes good income that doesn't. I think those guys are unicorns now.
I agree.
And when you do find one, you better fucking prize it, because you're not
getting
gonna
pregnant
find
the first night.
Wow.
I mean, he might not be the type of guy you want though. All right, here.
I did have a question.
Big Sean.
I was thinking about this earlier, if you don't mind, but I was driving home and I was thinking, have y'all ever talked to a guy who you knew was cheating on his girl? You ever talked to him as he was talking about his girlfriend?
Huh?
I don't do that.
So have you ever experienced a guy talking about his girlfriend and like notice the way he talked about his girlfriend, but
I
you
love
knew he was
myself.
cheating on her?
No.
Okay, because I do find this interesting a lot because I've witnessed it on the other end where I've been the side piece, right? Where girls, she's sleeping with me and she was dating this guy. She'd always talk shit about him. And you're like, oh, he ain't shit. This is why I'm with you, whatever. And maybe I'll tell him later about it. I'm a savage. But like but when I see a guy talking about him sleeping with some other person, when I know a guy's sleeping with somebody else and he's got a girl on the side, he always talks about his girl in the most amazing way possible.
Yeah,
I've
I can't
never
really
seen the opposite.
understand
He's
that.
always like, "Hey, bro, that girl is fucking amazing. I love her so much, and I know I'm sleeping with this girl on the side. I don't really give a fuck about this other girl I'm sleeping with, but like this girl, she just wouldn't understand if my girlfriend wouldn't understand, so I just do doing this on the side. But I fucking love my girl, you know what I'm saying? So I've just noticed this from my perspective, like a lot of dudes I've noticed
don't
that I've never seen
Yeah,
the
I
opposite.
think that's a man that lacks self-worth.
I
Because
agree.
any man that truly loves his woman see his woman as a reflection of him.
Yeah, it's just a really weird question because none of us can really relate to that because I don't know how often guys talk to other guys who are cheating and like brag about it to each other or something. Like I don't know, it's super
Well,
weird.
they never brag about it. That's the thing. I think for a lot of girls, they're like, when y'all cheat, a lot of times like revenge type shit. You know what I'm saying? But like when guys cheat, a lot of times
You're
they're like,
trying to
"Yo, I'm
say that
sleeping
a
with
guy
that."
when he's cheating is still loving his girl and talking her up and all this stuff while he's cheating on her.
This is what I've noticed. Yeah.
Okay, well that's just some weird goofy shit, bro. I think that's something that you've only experienced. 'Cause
Have you
that is
guys
some
never
weird
talked to
shit.
you guys never
No,
talked to
that
a
is
guy
some
who's
real. That, yeah, dude. I mean, that's just really weird.
But
I
wait,
just-
have you guys talked to a guy who's cheating on his girl?
yeah, but I mean,
What and how
I
does he talk to
understand,
her?
but like
Talk
you're.
about his girl.
Yeah, I mean, they usually don't talk very good. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a very weird question. What I'm saying is, like, not a lot of guys talk about it. Guys who are cheating
They don't talk
usually
about
aren't
it.
talking about it a lot. And you're asking the question from the women's perspective of what they heard, like the guy has said after he's cheated or when he's cheating. And, like, I don't know how often these women deal with guys that cheat. So it's just a weird,
Yeah.
it's just a weird question, bro. It just doesn't
Yeah.
really work for what we're doing.
No, that makes sense. I just wonder because a lot of girls will break up with dudes for cheating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think sometimes like I would say, and we can move on after this, but I think it's important for girls to actually talk about infidelity the earlier you're on into the relationship. Because a lot of guys want to talk about it and they feel nervous to talk about it. Like, yo, I love you, but just so you know, like, I like looking at other girls. Every once in a while, maybe I want to step out. A lot of guys don't get the opportunity to even talk about that with y'all.
A lot of guys
and then
won't
you end
tell
up
the truth though, bro.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
let's
tell
be
it
Yeah,
doesn't
let's just be real, bro. Guys
Like, guys
aren't
aren't gonna
honest
do that.
about it. Like tons of guys lie. That's why Red Pill teaches
Yeah.
that guys are supposed to be honest and just be straight up and just tell the girls straight up what they're doing.
Yeah,
And that's
what I do.
That's what every guy should do. Every guy should, from the day one, be like, "Hey, I'm only looking for sex." Period, and that's
Right.
it.
But
Yeah,
remember
that's
what I
everybody
said.
should be doing.
Remember what I said earlier, though, is that it's almost illegal to be honest with girls these days. You know what I'm saying? It's almost illegal to hurt her feelings. But like a lot of guys will keep that inside. So what I would say is like, if a girl were getting into a relationship, if you've been dating the dudes and then you constantly break up with them
Hey
because
Melvin,
a guy
just to
cheated.
move on from the show, we're gonna keep going on
Yeah.
because
All
I don't
right.
want to spend too much time on this one.
Yeah,
For
that
sure,
was
for
a long
sure.
question, man. Let's just. I want to know: does credit score matter now? Do you care about a guy's credit score? We're gonna blow through these next questions.
Yes.
You do care? Yes. Do you care about a guy's credit score? Do you care about a guy's
Yes.
credit score? Do you?
Yeah.
Do you care about your woman's credit score?
Yes.
Do you care about your woman's credit score?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Android or iPhone?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Hey, that's rare, guys.
Men with Androids be having the bank.
Oh, really?
They low-key
The
do.
Android-
from the
They be having
trenches.
a hoop?
Yup,
The
yup.
Android guys got the money, guys.
I don't care either. I might switch to Android.
For real.
Yeah,
What's
y'all
up?
step up
Android or
up.
iPhone?
Both of them.
Both of them. Android or iPhone. Doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
You get the green text, you don't give a shit. Wow. Hey, guys. Well, I mean, obviously, you don't really care if the girl has either one, do you?
Yeah, not really. No.
You don't
It's
care
just the
either?
phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't care. All right. So, what's a red flag that turns you on?
What?
We'll start with you this time. Red flag that turns you on. Something that's
You gotta move on to me. I gotta think about this. Hold on.
here. We'll do the guys first.
Oh my
Red
God.
flag that turns you on.
A red flag that turns me on.
She's a hoe.
No. It depends. No. A red flag that turns me
Oh,
on
I got one.
would be if a girl is like she's kind of crazy a little bit, but not like dangerous crazy. Like she's, you
But
know
clingy,
what? Like she's
clingy.
yeah, clingy crazy. Like, yo, where you at? You know, texting me all day and shit. Like I think that's kind of
You like it? The borderline personality disorder. Red flag that turns you on, bro.
Dressing scandalous.
Oh, dressing scandal. Yeah, that's a hard one. What's a red flag that turns you on, man?
Man, come back to me on this. one.
Okay, red flag turns you on.
More than 2 phones.
More than 2 phones. Wow,
Because
that's
you
a
could be a cheater or a businessman. I
that's
don't know
a
yet.
that's a really good one
I don't know
actually.
yet.
Red flag that turns you on.
Not knowing what you do for work, but you make a lot of money.
That's a good one too.
one.
Red flag that turns you on.
I'm not ready.
You can't. Red flag that turns you on. Y'all aren't gonna admit to any red flags that turn you on.
I think
Put the mic on you.
I don't know.
You don't got one. You got one now.
Shit, I'm gonna say like if she swallows.
Oh man, that's a good one. All right. Well, I guess y'all just don't have. I mean, that's a good thing if you're not turned on by a red flag. Like it's a good thing.
Like what would
That's a
be?
red
It's a
flag.
lot of things that could be considered as a red flag, though. So I don't know. Like if I think,
If
I
he
think
lives with his mom, does that turn you on?
nah.
Okay, that's not one then. All right. Well, no, we'll just go to the next one. What's a deal breaker for you? Like that. Like she can be perfect in everything, but if she got that one thing, you're done.
You mean like dating or marriage?
Just serious dating.
Serious dating. Honestly, if you had like a drug problem in the past,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We going
yeah,
deep.
yeah. That's
yeah,
that's
ain't
done.
gonna
Yeah.
lie.
What about you, man? Deal breaker, something that just completely.
What he said, drug problems, kids, or masculine energy, all that. I throw
Okay.
that on.
She don't have common sense.
Man,
That's
that's
a
a
good
really
one.
good one. Yeah. Deal breaker for you.
I think the deal breaker for me is that like a man that want to push his beliefs on me. Like I don't. We could have different opinions and still work harmoniously. You know.
Okay. Deal breaker for you.
Baby mama.
Baby mama. Deal breaker for you.
Hygiene.
Wow, that's a good one.
Absolute, yeah.
Deal breaker.
Uncircumcised.
Whoa.
That's the one.
Uncircumcised. I just that went. I was not ready for that one, bro.
Yeah.
This just got weird.
Yeah. All right. So, I want to know now, ladies, would you get married without a wedding? We'll start with you.
No.
Never.
Hell no.
Wedding with married without wedding.
No.
Married without wedding.
No.
Guys, would you get married without a wedding?
What's the point without a wedding?
You gotta have the fun.
No
Married
cap.
without wedding.
Yeah.
You would do it without the wedding.
Yeah,
It's a bunch of
that's-
waste of
that's
money.
for women, yeah.
Yeah. Wedding, or would you get married without the wedding?
It wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be for me. I mean, but I understand it ain't got to be all exclusive like that, man. But a little something, little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies, would you rather have a protector or a provider? We'll start with you this time. If he was the big buff dude, but he's broke, or the guy who makes $150,000, $200,000 a year, but maybe he looks weird.
Look, my daddy is a very intimidating man. I need somebody to say, my man gonna beat you up. He could really beat you up.
You need a protector.
I
Yeah,
need to
he really
protect-
has to do it because you don't want to put him
Yes,
out there and he get his ass
exactly.
whooped.
She need a Pokemon.
What about you? Protector,
Definitely protector.
protector, or provider?
Protector. I like angry men.
Protector, or provider.
I do. Gotta be aggressive.
I feel like if you a provider, you could provide protection.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, I have a theory that women who are more privileged than others, that are just grow up in a better like socioeconomic household, that they want the protectors because you've never worried about money. Or women who take care of themselves, if you're not worried about provider because you're providing for yourself or whatever, then maybe you want a protector, you know. But women who grew up in a lower socioeconomic position, they might always want a provider. Guys, if you had to say you were more one than the other, would you call yourself a protector or a provider?
Probably more of a protector.
Okay. What about you?
That's a tough one. If I had to pick, I'd say a provider. I mean a protector.
What about you, man?
Shit, I want to say both, man.
Yeah,
You got to be a mixture of both today. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be.
I mean, like it's all about the balance. That's what life is about. You gotta have a little something of everything.
Okay.
You never know what time calls for, so you gotta be prepared.
Okay. Now I want to get to what I consider like the fun questions. I want to make one relationship critique about the other people on the opposite end of the table. So a relationship critique, like to help them get into the relationship that hopefully we're all trying to get into one day. We'll start with the guys this time. so they can give a good critique? Oh, I'm gonna let you go. Actually, give each one of these ladies a good critique to help them get into a relationship, man, based off everything you learned about their preferences and who they are. And start with the one on the end first.
You got to stop being so confused, because just listening to you on this panel.
Indecisive.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of seemed like you just kind of listening, and then depending on what everybody else say, then that's how you make your determination. So you're gonna have to figure out what it is that that you're looking for.
I will say it's like not really based off what other people say, but it's one of those things where I know that I don't know what I want, which is why I don't like seriously date. That's why I didn't know any of these questions was like a seriously date, because I know I don't know what I want to seriously date. So it's like I could say I want a protector, but then I could nag at him about providing, or I could want a provider, but then nag at him about protecting. So it's like I don't know what I want to even act like I could answer these questions honestly, because my mind changes daily.
Okay.
You know?
And then something else you're going to have to do is just learn to listen too, because you always got to say something else back. You just can't. You got to let it marinate a little bit. So that's something about you.
You do her though.
Damn, I can't remember too much of what she said. You right here though.
Give it to me. I like it. I'll take it.
You know what? When I was listening to you, you kind of sound like you're a little bit coachable. Like you did sound like you listen on the end, because you led with that money. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So if I had some advice to give you, just kind of be a little bit more reasonable. I mean, you got to think about $400,000 is a lot of damn money.
Yeah.
A lot of men don't make that. So I
Yeah.
see plenty of people that's happy.
With less.
Yeah, like with less. So I think as long as your man, is making more than you, or being able to provide like the protection in a household, then I think you'll be cool.
Okay.
I'm a little bit concerned about your father. Like your parents been married how long?
They were married for about 20 years.
Like about 20 years.
Mhm.
Would you say that your mom settled?
I would say no, because my mom was always about hard work. So my dad just always worked hard. He just never went for a degree or anything. So always had a job.
Yeah.
Always, just money wasn't everything to him. With his upbringing and stuff, it just wasn't.
Yeah, it just like he took the back seat, and I don't know how many men could actually survive in this world today with that. So I'm just wondering if he was just a little bit weaker. If she may have settled.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say the dynamic was just they got together young. And so he's always been upfront about what he was going to do. And my mom was just accepting of that. So she knew she had her goals of, okay, I'm going to try to make this much. I'm going to get my degrees. I'm going to da-da-da. My dad was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to work. That's what I'm going to do. I don't have a degree. I don't want to go to school. I've seen all my family work hard. I'm just going to go get a regular job. And that's just what it was.
I got a question for you. If your mama did settle, would you admit it?
If she did, I would say yes, but I can honestly say they balance each other out. Like I can't really explain it, because I know it's kind of like crazy to hear, but I'm telling you, like, yeah, my mom made more, but when you're married, it's kind of like, okay, we're together. And then when you kind of put the financials aside, there's so much more to a marriage to me. Like my dad at every game, more not like house dad or nothing like that, because he worked from 4 a.m. till whenever. So it was a balance. That's all I can describe it as, really.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have a critique for her now?
I'm not really sure. I can't remember too much of what she said.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of her answers are really normal too, because I can't remember either.
I don't date, y'all. I don't date at all. I
Why?
like to spend time by myself, because I don't feel like I can actually find someone. I get tired of people quick. Like, next week I'm done with you. Bye. Get out
Why?
my face. Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to find something about you I don't like. And I'm going to keep looking at it. And I'm just going to... Then I'm going to find something else. And I'm going to find something else. And it's like...
Kind of like something happened.
If the pros don't outweigh the cons, no, I like to be alone.
So you don't get horny?
You ever heard of a vibrator?
Oh.
I don't need a man.
I mean, I guess that's what they're all doing now. They don't need a man.
Yeah, right.
I need a man. Well, I don't know what
No,
everybody else talking about.
So, like, you don't think you need a man
Vibrators
for?
go crazy.
I know, but you don't think you need a man for nothing?
I mean, I said I like to see a man do manly things. Fix a car, handyman.
Yeah, but you don't have that around you. So what you looking at on
I
TV?
can find it easily, and then once I find you, bye. Next
Yeah,
week.
she
You
looking
know,
for a
like I
simp. That's
said.
it. She's looking for
I
a simp that's
can't
gonna fix her
tolerate
car,
Yeah, she just
fix her
uses
AC
guys.
in a week.
Hey, can you
I
scroll up a
don't
little bit to
date.
that other comment above Mr. Collins? I got you, Mr. Collins, in just a second, but I think there's another one I missed. Yeah, Blaze Lightyear. During the major freeze we had in Texas, did the women go out in the brave elements themselves, or did they rely on men for help, family, friends, friends with benefits? I'm pretty sure we already know the answer to that, bro. All right, Mr. Collins with the $50, bro. Thank you so much. That's the biggest donation we've got here. I appreciate
Yeah,
you,
shout
bro.
out to you.
Shout out to you, bro. What's something unattractive that most or all guys do when approaching you? Do you think that they are aware that they are doing it? That is a very good question. What's something unattractive that most or all guys are doing when they approach you, and it's unattractive? Do you think they're aware of it also? We'll start with you actually this time.
Sometimes when guys approach you, depending on the setting, sometimes they're a little too touchy or too
Too close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make me uncomfortable.
Guys, don't get too close and don't get too touchy immediately, you know? What else? What do you think is something that guys do that is not attractive?
I would definitely have to agree with that. I guess more so since I'm out like club setting, men always want to touch and maybe because it's the liquor flowing. I don't know, but that's like the number one turn off for me too.
Okay. What about you?
I would agree with them. I just feel like
I
when
want,
I meet
I want one of
men,
y'all to get something different.
Yeah,
man.
can you
Y'all
give us
giving
a
the
different
same
answer?
they
Like-
don't know how to shut up.
Yeah.
They men that I meet, they talk too much. They tell me like their whole life stories. Just meeting them my 5 minutes, I'd be like, what are you gonna say on the date? You know, like shut up.
I always tell guys that like the more you say, the more you post, the more you do whatever, you're asking to get categorized because women will categorize guys really quick. Like, oh, he's a loser, oh, he's a simp, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. And then once you're categorized, you're done. So it's just like give them less fuel, give them
Mystery,
less things to
though.
look at. Mystery. Yeah, mystery is way more attractive than anything else. What about you? What's something that guys do that's super unattractive and they don't notice it usually when approaching?
I think it's like if they like sagging their pants or like, just trying to be extra cool, extra smooth, walking up to me, like just be yourself.
Acting like they got the sauce.
Yeah, like
And to add to that, to give something different, I would also say when men try to flaunt what they have or like act like they have a certain amount of money, like, oh, I'm trying to get with you because I got this in my chain, that's like
Got a
okay,
Lamborghini
That's some
outside.
goofy shit.
Yeah,
That's
very
some goofy shit, man. No, that was a really good question, bro. Now, I want to know.
We still got to go to the other
Oh
guys.
yeah.
with
Oh
their
yeah,
critiques.
the
we don't have
critiques.
to.
Yeah, no. Why don't you go ahead and
Alright.
give a critique? You can start with her.
She's young and impressionable. I feel like she's very inexperienced. I could tell by all your answers you're just inexperienced. You're 21. You ain't dated a boatload of dudes. You're inexperienced. That's my biggest critique for you. You need to open up. You need to open up more. You need to quit being so quick to dismiss people. You gonna miss a good man because you're gonna dismiss
A
him.
lot of men tell me that. And
You
I
need
be
to
like,
change because you'll wake up 35 and you're like, I done dismissed like 300 men that I could
I
have.
don't think I regret it.
I think if you get old lonely, you will.
I don't think so.
I ain't really got too much bad to say about you. I ain't really got too much bad to say about you. You though. Yeah, I wasn't trying to come after you. I wasn't gunning for you, but it's like your preferences and like the things you kind of want. Some of it's like he said. It was very. What is the word you use? It was almost you need to come down a little bit. Like I maybe you just threw that number out there. Maybe you could, if you could retract that now, you probably would just say 150, 200. Okay, that's.
I wouldn't retract it. I mean, it's just a number.
It's an arbitrary number, but it's very massive, and most men on this planet aren't making that. If you want that type of man, he's probably gonna make you lick the bottom. He's gonna be a type of man who's you're gonna
cheat on you for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get on his program and all the shit you talking about. You want to do, he might be like, I don't want you to do none of that. So he your dream dude. You gonna listen or you gonna walk? Now you done found him, but now you can't keep him because I want him to negotiate with me. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I made money like that, I would never negotiate with a woman. I don't do it now. But it is. But most men think like me if they had that much money. They're not gonna negotiate. They're just gonna go.
I don't want a man who thinks like you. Then.
Well, you don't want a
She wants a
$400,000
rich
earner. You don't want a $400,000 earner.
To you.
All right, but
what was your critique,
my critique is you need to be a little bit more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. You're not a bad person. I like you a lot. But
I'm not.
That's that mouth too, though.
Yeah, your mouth is kind of slick too. But that's my only critique on you though.
Yeah, you go ahead and go start with her.
Okay, I'll try my best. Okay, so for you, here's the thing, right? Y'all have been giving really smart answers. You haven't put yourselves out there too much. So I'm just gonna go off of what I've noticed so far. So you've taken some time off between your relationship and like now, which I understand, which is good. But I'd say like put yourself out there more. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to like shy away from dating somebody again. It sounds like you're not either not trying or maybe you dealt with a bunch of like fuck boys and stopping you from trying. But maybe put yourself out there more. I would say for you, yeah, just I would say watch your um detachment. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of I think it was like 80% of marriages are are divorced by women from what
Yeah.
and I blame a lot of that maybe from social media, shit like that. It's like people think they can always do better and we have a quick TikTok mindset, yo. If you ain't keeping my attention, we gotta move on. So like that's gonna be issue for you down the road. Like you gotta learn to deal with some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Because a relationship, marriage is gonna suck balls most of the time, for lack of a better term. So you gotta be able to deal with it. You can't, then you're gonna end up single forever. I'd say for you, like I said, you haven't done much. I don't know. I mean, I'd say if I had to pick something, I'd say, a lot of tits out. I'd say I don't have an issue with that. I enjoy it. But if I guess maybe some guy would be like, hey, she got her tits out. Maybe she's a 3 or 4 or something. But based off what you're talking, based off knowing you talking to you, you seem like a normal chick. You know what I'm saying? I'd say for you, I'd say, I don't know. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders. I don't really care about the exact money that that you want. You're 400. It sounds like you've been dealing with some ballers anyways. So I think just being honest, I would just say if you're ever on a date with a dude, just don't tell him, that you've been dating ballers. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. My dad never told me to show my hands. So.
Yeah, like, don't do that. He's also gonna think you're 3 or 4. Don't do that.
No,
That's it.
Good ones, bro. All right, ladies, now y'all get to hit back. I want to hear y'all to give them some critiques, make them better in relationships. We'll start with you this time. He's already in a relationship, so you can't really critique him. But the other two guys, you can go for it.
Well, his mindset is a complete opposite of mine, so I feel like my advice probably wouldn't be beneficial to him.
It's still worth it. We need to be open minded about what everybody thinks.
So
who's him? You're talking to
I'm
him?
talking to you.
Oh, okay.
So the question I have for you before I give my critique is, where are you at when it comes to women in your life right now?
Yeah. You mean like who am I seeing or what?
Like, what do you want from women right now? Like, are you gonna do another open relationship, or like you're completely off that now, or are you just not taking women? Like, where are you at?
It's a good question. So what I'm doing right now is I want to chick with consistency, right? And my thing is like, obviously I'm a sexual being, shit like that. My thing is I'm cool with dating somebody right now, but my thing is we got to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the idea of even somebody sleeping with somebody else being an issue with the relationship. I've never had an issue with that, but usually when somebody asks me, hey, Melvin, I like you, what are we going to do about this? I always tell straight up, like, I'm cool with it, just so you know, like, I have urges, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to smash people, whatever, and we could do it together or whatever. But we need to come up with a system
where does that stem from? Us. Like, where does that stem from?
It stems
like,
from
why
my dick.
Can't one woman be fulfilling?
I would say it comes from let's say the best way to describe it is this, right? Let's say I have this magic genie, right? And this genie says, hey, bro, you can have sex whenever you want, but you just got to do 1,000 push-ups. You got to do 1,000, miles of running. And, that's every time you do that, you get to have sex one time, And so I know for a lot of chicks, it's like, you guys kind of have a genie is like, no, you guys can have sex whenever you want, whenever you feel like it. Maybe you don't feel like it all the time, but that's what it is. So for me, like I actually got to put in work to have sex, and it sucks. So like imagine, right? How would you feel if you had to do 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 miles of running in order to have sex, and then somebody comes along and says, you know what? You've been working pretty hard. You know what? I'm gonna give you some sex today. You'd be like, what? I mean, I have been working pretty hard. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's wait it out. Because it's not as easy for me to have sex. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of comes from that mindset where it's like, and a lot of times nowadays, like girls have more bodies than I do. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of guys. And me, a body count doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It's just the attitude that comes a lot of times with girls who have a lot of it. It's like, oh, I've been with this many dudes, so I like guys who like this. You weren't like my last boyfriend, whatever. So what it really comes stem from is like equality. Like I just want to be able to be like, okay, if I have a sexual attraction to somebody, I want to be comfortable to tell you about it. Like, yo, that girl's kind of hot. What do you think about her or whatever? That's kind of why I date bisexual girls. It's kind of hot to me. But in general, I would be cool with just dating somebody like, consistently, but I just want to have that open conversation. And for her as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I cannot agree with that. So I don't know what type of advice I could give you.
Mm.
I can't give him any advice because
Yeah,
I'm
that
about
makes
to be
sense.
like, no, you can't. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, I got you.
Yeah, because like I said, I've been in the
Yeah.
lifestyle for a long time, so I'm
Yeah.
used to going like sex parties, shit like
your,
that.
your lifestyle's pretty extreme. I see what she's. I see
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. There's
what
no
she's
advice you
saying.
can
Yeah.
give
It's
to
very
that.
extreme.
You can just skip on, go to the next one.
With you, you kind of remind me of like a Nigerian dad. Like you give me like super like I don't want to say that word, but it's like when you say you want somebody that's less experienced, that's younger, it gives me manipulative vibes, and I don't like that. It's like that's a red flag to me. Sometimes, like when women want to sit in their femininity, I want to feel like comfortable. I don't want to feel like everything is like somebody's telling me, or I'm feeling like because I know it's like there's not a balance because women and men are not equal, but at the same time, I don't want to feel like I'm this small because some of your answers made me feel like when I would be with you, I would feel this small. I feel like I would be controlled and manipulated. That's what I got from you, and I could be wrong, but that's the only thing I didn't like with some of your answers. Were like, oh, I want someone young that's less experienced. Why?
Because
I gotta
go ahead, man.
Go right ahead, Stefan. Go right ahead. I'll go after you.
Because with less experience, it comes with less baggage.
Mm.
If I'm 35, if I was to date a 35-year-old woman,
Mm-hmm.
man, that comes with so much shit. But if I date a 21-year-old woman, it's so many experiences she hasn't had that I can give her. And she's more moldable and coachable, and she'll be more of the woman in the future I want her to be. I can't change a 35-year-old woman. I can't change her. She is who she is, and I don't want to deal with that. It's
Moldable,
from-
coachable. Those
from
words. I
you
don't
have
like
to
those
look at it from a
words.
man's lens and
Yeah.
get out of the female lens. You're looking at it
Yeah.
from a female lens. Well, I
Yeah.
want you want what you want, which is a lot. But I want the same thing. You just want the opposite though.
Yeah.
You want a $400,000 dude who's 6'3". That's great. You want that. But I want a 21-year-old with no experience who's
Yeah.
gonna be cool, to be easy to be with.
But this is the thing, like, I don't know, that no experience thing is a red flag to me because a lot of times
The fact you want a man making 400 is a red flag.
How's that a red flag?
We're opposite. We're saying the same thing. We're just saying it for the different
Yeah.
sexes.
I guess
We want the same
Do
thing.
you know the age of a guy that normally gets to the point where he's making $400,000
He's a
a
lot
year?
older,
He's
yeah.
probably going to be 35 or
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
So like if you're saying those things at 25 right now,
Mhm.
you know, if that guy just pulled up in a roast right now outside and he wanted you, you know, you would probably take him even though he was 10 years older than you.
Mhm.
He's not a groomer to you, is he?
It depends. It just depends on the person. Like
It just
I can't
depends.
on the person.
He
yeah.
wouldn't be trying to groom you. He would just want you because you're young
Yeah,
and beautiful.
he just want
Yeah.
See, like
And
that's
that's
But
what I
some,
want.
but like I said, like some men, they are like that though.
Yeah, but
Especially
that's a small percentage of men who are looking for young girls to
no.
manipulate.
It's been my experience. No, it's not.
You've dated a bunch of older men who want to manipulate you?
No, I've been around a bunch of older men that are in my family that are like that too.
Well, I'm sorry.
And I've seen it around even outside of my family. There's a lot of older men who go for younger women because they know that they're young and they're impressionable and they can manipulate them to be how they want to be instead of having.
I think you say the word. A lot of women say that word to manipulate. I don't think that's truly what it is. I think they're easier to coach
They're
and lead. They're
coachable.
easier to
It's
coach and
coachable.
lead.
It's
They're
like-
easier to coach and lead.
That I can agree with, but at
Think-
the same time, like some men are all the way balanced themselves to even be able to do that for
The
another woman.
golden scenario: if you had to adopt a child, would you want to adopt a 2-year-old kid or would you want to adopt a 18-year-old kid?
You know, actually,
You adopt a baby because you can.
I would adopt either one because
That's cap.
no, I would
don't-
adopt
don't
either
really-
one. How's that cap? How you gonna tell me?
You're
how I
not gonna
feel?
be able to mold an older kid who you're adopting.
would I
He's gonna
wanna-
come with some trauma.
Why would
fucked
I would
up.
give them I would give them what I could give them based off of how I live, but a person is a person. If a person needs a home,
Let me-
and I can be able to provide that.
If you had to pick a 12-year-old or 2-year-old, which one would you pick?
A 12-year-old or a 2-year-old.
Which one
and
would
I
you
had
pick?
to pick.
You had to pick one. You couldn't do both. You couldn't-
Obviously, I would pick the 2-year-old because it's a
Thank
baby.
you. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
But
That's
it
all
wouldn't
I'm
matter
saying.
to me.
You say that, but if you were forced, your hand was forced to pick, you pick a 2-year-old every time. That's all I'm saying.
And like you gotta also understand, like there's a reason why guys for thousands of years,
Have
like this
always
isn't
liked
just
younger
some,
women.
this is not some new thing. Like guys for all thousands of years have always wanted young, women, because
course.
that's how we know that we're gonna have a good, healthy child.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want a girl that's 35 and her eggs are already mostly
my
done.
mama had me at 38.
That's
Yeah,
exceptional.
and that's fine, but you have a higher chance of autism. You have a higher chance of pregnancy risk. Any
Yeah.
pregnancy after 35 is a high risk pregnancy.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's literally, most guys though, if especially a guy making $400,000 a year,
Yeah.
you think he wants to deal with that? It's never
Right.
gonna happen.
I got one more thing
Thank you
to
for
add to
the
that
critique, though.
as well, real
Mm-hmm.
quick, because I wish you would have asked this question a little early on, as far as your preferences, and I guarantee each one of y'all would have actually requested or would have wanted a man older than you. If
Mhm.
I go back, I remember in your story about your trip to Egypt,
Yeah.
you said at the time the guy was 31 years
Mhm.
old, so he's obviously older than you.
Right.
So there is an attraction level there, like as far
Right.
as men date down, women date up,
Yeah.
and that's it's just how we are. We're
Right.
complete opposites.
Yeah, you can't hate guys that are above the age of 30 that,
absolutely not. I
Well, not,
don't.
but I'm just saying, like, but you were kind of
Yeah,
talking to
you
him
did.
about it, though,
Yeah,
you
because
did it.
in my experiences, I've seen a lot of men
And
that
yeah,
are older do that.
you're totally right. If a girl is 15,
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, 19 years old, I totally agree with you. I like to go by what Reddit likes to go by, which is cut the man's age in half and add 7 years. That's like what I believe is the best. So even if he's 40, cut in half, 20, 27.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
think about it.
40-year-old with 27, that sounds normal to me. But like say 30-year-old in half, that's 15 plus 7, 22. A 30-year-old with 22. Does that sound weird to you? I like to do that formula, and that's what I personally like to go by, but not everybody goes by that. I agree with you. A guy that's 40 or 50 years old with an 18-year-old, that is fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
I agree with you
Yeah.
completely, 1,000%. Now, are there some guys that are going to do that though?
Yeah.
Yes, there's
Absolutely.
got to be tons that are going to try to do it. Go ahead with your critique now, if you want to give to each of the guys.
Okay, my critique for you would be, I don't see you in a relationship within the next 20 years at all. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, he's easy
But
to do.
I think that for you, your biggest thing is you're gonna have to separate love and sex. Like, that's just it. Like, I think now you're young, do your thing. Like, that's what you do. You're sexually liberated. You fuck, do your thing. But like, you're gonna get to it. I think you're gonna get to a certain point where you're gonna realize so many people aren't gonna be for that. So you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody that is just gonna want to be with you, or like, poly or whatever. Like, that's so rare. So I think that's gonna be your biggest thing, is trying to like separate the two of like, okay, maybe I can love somebody and it just be them eventually. So
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think I could do that too. Like, I would actually prefer that. My thing is just, me personally, like, I find it kind of attractive when, how do I explain it? Like, I find it kind of attractive when a girl understands, like, hey, I can be open with you about stuff. Like, if I'm watching a movie and a girl's like, oh my gosh, she looks so cute in the movie, I'm like, yeah, she's also cute, kind of thing like that. I think that's nice. Like, but when it comes to like, I don't know, yeah, I guess just sexual freedom, I guess is what it is. For me, I would be comfortable with one person. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then for you, I would say maybe just being more open to, like, I guess, women who have their own, like, I think that maybe you have had bad experiences, or like people who have baggage, but I think some people who do have their stuff together aren't always a baggage. Like, some women who have it together still want that manly man and like that protector, provider. So I think maybe just being more open to that would be,
Open to women that got their own. I got you.
yeah.
Yeah. You can go now. Give them each one critique.
Okay. Melvin.
Hola.
Hola. I just feel like maybe your mind is just a little in the gutter too much. Just a little too much. I just feel like this whole session we had here, you kept talking about sex. And it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. That's how you go. That's how you flow. It's just not everybody is like that, And
You hedonist.
I'm saying, yo, savage.
it's all good, sexual freedom, but it's hard to find people like that.
That was actually a good for somebody giving a critique. That was a good one for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that?
I guess be more open to older people. What? I don't know. You just started talking about younger women, and I don't know. I agree with.
You might like the 30-year-old.
I'm just saying, like, maybe not just younger women. Maybe give other women a chance that are older, around 30, 35. You never know. You might find the love of your life.
Hey, you never know. What advice can you give each of them?
I think you should focus more on actually building a bond and actually liking a person before trying to have sex with them. You know?
That's a different kind of good advice too. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I bet
like
you don't experience that
actually.
often, huh? You usually try to get it in.
No, like I said, like I think in the past that was kind of my thing, but I think recently it's kind of like it's been a hassle, like having to deal with. You deal with one
Dating.
chick, and then maybe she'll like flake off or something. Like I think recently, like I was probably dating like 6 girls at a time, and then each one kind of fell off. They all knew about each other, so they weren't like freaking out about it, but like each one kind of flaked off. It's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this, blah blah. After a while, it's kind of like it's better to just have a person by your side that is kind of like your partner. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I think that's what she's trying to get you to do.
yeah,
Do something like that.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I do. But it's just all about like, open communication. You know what I'm saying?
And I definitely think you should be more open minded, especially to women with different opinions, and not be so like controlling on, oh, I'm the man, it should be this, it should be that. You should be open to like taking advice from a woman, especially not seeing yourself. I think like, I don't know, in a way how the conversation goes, it's like, oh, well, I'm the man, da, da, da. But it's like, your woman should be your equal. You shouldn't think like you're above her. You should see it as like a equal thing, and you should like take her opinions, and like even if she is being masculine and working a job, have a open conversation and tell her like, oh well, I don't like when you do this, and then she could tell you why she's like it, and then y'all can grow from there, you know?
Okay. No, that was some good nice advice. All right, now I want y'all to give each other just really quick, give each other a number what you would see them in a relationship, not based off of their physical looks, but as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend, what would you rate these girls? A 0, they're the worst relationship ever, or a 10, they would be great girlfriends or great boyfriends and you would love to be in a relationship with them. We'll start with the guys this time, man. Give her a number of 1 through 10.
Okay.
Good at relationships, bad at relationships. Which one?
I like this question. I'm gonna give you a solid. I'm gonna give you 9. To be honest, I'm saying like you were talking about she needs more experience, but I think that's better because you're more
She doesn't need more experience.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I think you seem like a very like fun person, things like that. You don't take yourself too seriously. I like that. For you, I think, yeah, bro, you're like a 3. I don't know that comment about you being, you cut off guys pretty quickly. That's gonna be a personal issue on your part. You know what I'm
Sorry.
saying? But I don't think that's something you can control
I've
as a
only
woman.
been in one relationship because I take them so serious. That's my thing. Like, if I'm gonna be with somebody, like,
There's too many fuckboys out here, huh?
so I'd be like, oh, next, red flag, next.
Yeah,
So it's
but who
like,
broke up that relationship?
I did.
Yeah. So I didn't even have to. So for you, I would say I'd probably give you a solid 8. Yeah, I think you'd be good in a relationship. I think maybe just the mindset of having the boss bitch mentality a little bit just in your head might lower it down a little bit. That's why you're not like kind of on her level, but I think you'll be good too. For you, I'd also fucking 1. Nah. I think you're a 9 up with her too. I ain't gonna lie. Like you got a good head on your shoulders. I can tell it's like worth. I can tell you kind of know what your worth is, but you're not a dick about it either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I respect that.
Yeah, very traditional too with her family and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now for the ladies, or wait, no, you go, man. Give them each one critique or each one number. My bad.
I think she would make a good girlfriend. I'm gonna give you an 8. I'm gonna give. Say what?
She's an 8.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give her 8. I'm gonna give you an 8, even though you want to be Miss Independent. That's cool. But yeah, both of y'all kind of want to do that, but it's cool. I give both of y'all an 8. You, yeah, with your disconnecting so quick on dudes, I'm gonna give you a 6. You need some work, but you got potential, and I'm gonna get that one a 9. I'm gonna take you out for drinks after this.
Yeah. That's what he wanted. So, girls, why don't y'all go ahead and give them each a number of how you would see them in a relationship, 1 to 10. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I would give you like a 2. All you think about is sex, and I don't have sex, so it wouldn't work. And you, I would give you probably like a 5. I feel like in conversation we would definitely have a difference in opinions, and I'm strong in my opinions. Like I'm very like my way or the highway. It's not the best, but I just don't need you. I don't need. I feel like it would be Back and forth confrontation all the time.
I'll let you have your way.
Smooth.
Melvin, I don't. We just wouldn't work. I'm sorry. 0. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We ain't trying to date.
Uh,
We straight on
I'm
that.
sorry. Probably a 3. I've talked to a lot of guys, so I know, man. I just feel like I kind of know you.
You say you talk to a lot of guys?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. You said you like to control. You like inexperienced women.
I never said I like to control.
I'm sorry. It's the words you use that implied it. I'm so sorry. It's just, I can read a book, and I just feel like it'll be a 3.
Okay. What about you?
For you, definitely negative.
So all the way down.
Only because I just couldn't do the multiple partners and all that. But
That's
you know
not
what?
for
I'm gonna
everybody.
discount the sex. You make really good conversation and stuff. So if it was not based on sex, I would say like a 6 maybe, because you seem like other than that you have your stuff together. So I'll
Yeah,
give you that.
That's a
Appreciate
good one.
that.
And then for you, I would say probably around a 5, because I think I'm like a compromising woman, but I feel like you're more that dominant male. So I think like even if I was like a woman trying to like compromise, you would still be like, nah, what I said is what I said. So
Man, y'all
yeah.
got me in the worst light. God, controlling, Okay,
Go ahead.
So if I had to take myself out of the equation, I'm just based on just who you are from the conversation. I feel like you could mentally stimulate a woman, but the whole sexual, I don't have high sex drive as you, so we would never work. Like in all the outside stuff, you would get killed by me. So I would say
Respect.
outside of me, I would say like a 6, but if it was me, I would say 0.
Mhm. That's a good one.
No, respect.
And with you, I feel like I would, outside of me, I would say for the right woman, I would say a 7, because I feel like you would give her that comfortability in a relationship, and she wouldn't feel like she would have to play the masculine role. And I feel like a lot of women are kind of looking for that. They just don't want to say it. That's why they overcompensate, saying I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do that, because that's what they really want. But for me, I feel like it would be a 2. We are not on the same page. I feel like we will butt heads a lot. Definitely.
No, that's good. Now, why don't you go ahead and give the ladies a number each? How you think they would be in relationships?
I'm gonna start with you. I would say probably I'd probably say about an 8 or 9, only because you almost appear to be like a virgin. So I think you
Could work out good.
Yeah, you might got it licked a time or 2 or something like that, but inexperience. You, I would probably still give you like a 7. And the only reason is because I think you like to give up a challenge, and I'm always up for a challenge. So I think it's usually a reason as to why they're doing it. I'd like to try to figure that out.
Good
Um,
point.
You, even though your mother was the breadwinner, I mean, that would be somewhat of a concern, but I still think that you led with, I guess your mother was in the church. And so it seemed like you kind of like respected the roles in the house for the most part, even though she was the breadwinner. So I still give you about an 8 as well. I stated earlier, I think that you are coachable, even though in the beginning, I'm like, oh, hell no, she just feels entitled. But I think you'll probably need somebody to kind of school you a little bit and kind of teach you. And I think that will bring that entitlement down. So I would still say about an 8 or 9.
Yeah. Yeah, some of y'all are actually pretty traditional. This is rare, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, guys, now for the very last question. We're gonna do smash or pass. We'll start.
my
We'll start with the guys. Man, smash or pass?
Yeah, no.
No, really?
Nah.
I mean, we know you pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pretty smart. All right. Answer the questions for me. You already know.
At the same damn time.
Yes, right. At the same damn time.
Damn time.
And he'll do right after he'll do a review on porno tube, so then he can get even more clicks afterwards. What about you, man? Smash or pass?
Yes, no, and no.
Wow. Only one yes. All right. I don't think you should do this one for your girl's sake, bro.
Yeah,
All right, ladies. Smash or pass?
I'm gonna say pass.
Okay.
I'ma
Stop
say,
the cat. Come on, you thinking too
Look
hard
at
about
this
that.
guy.
No, I'm gonna say pass for both.
Okay. Smash or pass?
This is hard.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm a pass. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie.
I don't appreciate
Yeah.
that.
On both?
Yeah.
Smash on or pass on both? Smash or pass?
What are we going off of? Looks or
This
like?
is all physical. Like, don't try to ignore
Physical.
all the misogynistic things
Okay,
they've been saying.
okay,
It's
we're
too
gonna-
late now. Too late.
Well,
If it's just looks, smash or pass?
She got that boy.
Okay, I'm gonna say pass, and then I'm gonna say smash because you're a nicer, older looking gentleman.
Oh, so she like
She
shit.
does prime.
You're her look, or that's her.
Slow down,
That you're
slow
her
down.
type.
I like bald heads.
All right, your turn. Smash or pass?
I would say pass on both.
Pass on both.
Yeah.
Man, we only had one smash on the girls' side. I guess there's a date going on tonight. Just that one.
my
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and close it up. I really appreciate everybody coming through. Please put a like before you leave. Big shout out to everyone that donated tonight. Lots of donations. I appreciate all y'all so much. Thank you to these 4 ladies to come. That was an awesome Friday show, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank
Lapeef,
you.
why don't you go ahead and give them a shout out once again of your channel so then everybody can know what's up.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for my channel, it's the Lapeef Network on YouTube and Lapeef JR on YouTube as well. If you put in Lapeef, you should see both of them. Both channels are connected, so just go to channels and you'll see both.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming, y'all. And I'll have all the links in the description later on tonight for everybody's Instagram and their YouTubes and stuff. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you on Monday. Later.
Peace.
Yeah.